What is up, everyone? Welcome to Turnbuckle Talk with Kraken and myself, Josh. We are here to talk everything pro wrestling from the last week or about the last week. And we're going to also preview Wrestlepalooza All Out, give you our predictions, and we're going to turn that into a fun game. So that's going to be awesome. We're going to have the loser have to wear an ugly pro wrestling shirt. So it's going to be awesome. So
Uh,
basically, the way that's going to work when we do run through it here in a bit is that the person who gets the most predictions correct out of both All Out and Wrestlepalooza combined will be the winner, and they choose the shirt for the person who got the least predictions correct to wear. And it's going to be wrestling based, something either off Pro Wrestling TZW Shop. My idea is, I mean, I don't know what his idea is. My idea is it's going to be one ugly shirt, like a shirt that no one would want to wear. So,
yeah, it's gonna the shirts that I've seen on there. There are some that are pretty bad, so I think that would be what I'm gonna run with at least. I
oh,
think
yeah.
I think we should have to pick each other's like shirts if that makes.
Yeah. No, yeah. So, like, if you beat me, yeah, you're picking what I wear.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the punishment. Yep. So we'll go through that at some point during the show here, but I do want to start off with a little bit of news. So it was announced yesterday via Nick Khan that WWE is going to be doing another international PLE in 2026 in Italy.
Yeah,
So that's going to be really interesting.
this is one of those I'm actually excited for. Um, WWE has made some wild decisions with their international shows. In the past 2 weeks. Of course, we know about Saudi and how we all feel about that. But what I'm interested in is can we see like some type of if they have the ability to, and I don't know if they do an open old school coliseum over there in Italy
Hmm.
and do like an elimination chamber because that'd be closer to the start of the
Is
year.
there even anything like that in Italy besides the whatchamacallit?
I don't know if there is. That's what I'm saying. Like if they can
I don't
figure
even know
out
if
a
that's there.
way to do it, it would be nice. But if not,
Yeah.
it'll be a closed arena. But I'm looking forward to it. I don't think we've had a live Italy crowd yet.
I don't think so. I don't think we've have had a live Italy crowd. So, I mean, that I can think of off the top of my head. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. So, I think Nick also said basically half of their schedule now, PLEs, is international, which is pretty awesome for the international crowds getting these big shows. And they're awesome to, excuse me, to hear and listen to. The time differences are interesting. We're not used to that ourselves here in America. Like, if you're any international users listening in or watching right now, we always had our PLEs, our pay-per-views, same time for decades.
Yep.
So it's crazy having these Raws now too, which are on Netflix for us in the States, be early in the day, or like we have Crown Jewel next month, and that's gonna be what 7 a.m. Eastern or some shit, 6 a.m. Eastern,
It's
5
in
something like that.
it's in Perth, right?
Yes, Perth, Australia. So it's gonna be that they're on the other side of the world for us. So they're like right now in at least in Melbourne right now it's 8:47 a.m. So in Perth it's like 4 in the morning right now or something or 3 or 5 almost 6 in the morning there. So it's gonna be rather crazy. But I mean
Yes.
we had Elimination Chamber last year, so
Yeah. So it's 6:48. So I mean, I think it's AM too. So for them to do an 8 o'clock show there, it'll be 8 o'clock
mm.
here. Yeah.
Okay, so 6 a.m. for me. That's not as bad as I thought. Um that's still hella early.
Mhm.
Because I remember a chamber was like 4 a.m. for me last year
It
or
was.
some shit.
It was.
It was like 6 a.m. Eastern or something.
It, I no. I think it was more like
It was
5.
it was
Yeah.
early. Well, for me, it was, like, really early because 'cause I'm in Mountain Time Zone, so,
Oh yeah,
like,
it
for
was.
me, it was, like, really fucking early. It was, like, 4 AM. I think pre-show was, like, 3 AM, and then the main card started at 4 my time.
It was insane. But
But yeah, so it's been rather interesting. So I'm happy for the Italy crowd. It's gonna be rather interesting whenever that takes place. They didn't give like a date or what pay-per-view or PLE it would be, but happy for the crowd. I'm sure they should be fire. I'm
oh
sure
yeah.
they'll have some crazy chants. But the other interesting news that we talked about a bit last week was that WWE, there was rumors which are now confirmed because it was announced by the WWE that WrestleMania in 2027 is happening in Saudi Arabia. It's 100% confirmed happening in Saudi Arabia. WrestleMania 43. Um, Interestingly enough, when we did the podcast last week, You may have noticed I didn't really say a whole lot on the topic because I actually, prior to the podcast, received uh, an email to talk about and promote the event after or right as it got announced. So I literally had a 24-hour notice about creating this video, which I feel like I in that short time I knocked that video out of the park. But in my opinion, editing wise, I was proud of it. I was really proud of how it came out for how fast I had to work. Rather interesting. So I did find out. I mean, it was not even like it was. Oh, I was in the know. No, not like that. It was just interesting to be reached out to 24 hours prior, which was already rumored. Everyone already believed it. That it was happening. They had a meeting, had to sign an NDA with this company. I reached out to me for on the behalf of the Saudi Athletic Authority or whatever the heck it's called. And they just asked me to make a video, talk about it. So it was really interesting to go into the podcast knowing it was going to be announced. Um, I think it's awesome for the fans, first and foremost, of Saudi. The fans have always been really good in Saudi. I mean, they've had shows for about 10 years now, or like 8 years or something. So obviously they're not as hot as they used to be, but they're still really hot when they go over there. Um, obviously, a lot of like people are upset because the Saudi government is not known to be. People don't think well of them, I guess I
Yep.
should say. And I would say it's justified for a lot of the reasons. The majority of them, in my opinion. But at the same time, it makes me happy for at least the fans there getting the show. And they've had so many big shows at the same time, though. They've had all these big, Super Showdown and whatever the fuck they're all called, Crown Jewel every year. And they're presented almost on the level of like a SummerSlam and WrestleMania and like pyro galore, big ass stadiums. So they've had big shows. So I always see like both sides of it. I'm just happy for the fans more than anything. It does suck for the performers, the females, which is another thing. They're not gonna be wearing what they normally wear. They'll have to wear what they always wear when they go to Saudi. That's always crazy because of everything going on in that country, especially because the UFC's gone there and the women show their legs. The UFC fighters, they've been there and they like I think they had a rash guard, so they like covered their top, but like their legs and everything were showing. So I always find it funny that like that's how it was for UFC, but the women wrestle like cover everything, like even their legs. So I don't know. Now that it's official, though, what is your full thoughts on it?
I mean, I guess I feel the same way everyone else does. The crowd has always been great. The atmosphere around the show is good, but I mean, I didn't think they were gonna go basically all out and take all the PLEs outside of the United States, and
Mhm.
that's what's happening now. Um, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't bother me. Like even if I wanted to go, but my big thing was you announce these big other places here in the United States and you just pull away from them. Like I know they did the deal with Indy. Um, Now that's kind of fell flat. They done the deal with New Orleans. That's kind of disappeared. Of course, I feel like they're gonna bounce back and do those two probably next. You got Vegas, Saudi, probably Indy, and then so on and
Well,
so
also
forth.
Minneapolis was also said that they were gonna get one in the future, if I'm not mistaken, because they
Yeah,
ended up getting a SummerSlam or something next year or whatever it is.
yeah. So that's my only thing is, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I want them. Hopefully we'll see them keep up with doing it both places because I feel like they've kind of done Vegas now back to back. Are we going to see them just move everything overseas? Which, like I said, I'm not against it. 'Cause I like the crowds. I enjoy the atmosphere, but that's my only worry.
Yeah, I agree with the whole. I didn't touch on that was the announcing of New Orleans for next year and then bumping it to Las Vegas. That left a lot of sour taste in people's mouths, specifically us people in the New Orleans area. Um, but like at the same time, like there was rumors forever that they were gonna do a Mania in Minnesota, you
Mhm.
know, at the M&T. I think that's not M&T, that's Baltimore. But at the Viking Stadium. And that was like rumored for a few years. I feel like that they were in talks with them, and then that never happened. And then they announced whatever PLE it is. I forgot which one. It's one of the big ones they announced. I think it was a SummerSlam for it or something. And they were like, and for future dates, they'll get bigger shows or whatever the fuck, however they worded it. And then they did the same with Indy. That was rumored. And then they got like Rumble or whatever it is. I forget what they got. Um, But yeah, it's sucks when, like, I don't know, like, they're publicly talking about, like, "Hey, we met with the mayor of London for WrestleMania talks." You know what I mean? Which, I mean, this was so long ago at this point, but that was hysterical when they released the photo with him and he's holding this, like, little tiny belt over his head with them, with Nick Khan and Triple H and the London mayor. It was hysterical. And then you have a photo with Tony Khan who, like, gives him a full belt or whatever it was. Anyways, that was funny. But, yeah, man. So I think a mixture of all of that, like the London talks, the Minnesota talks, the New Orleans stuff. So they fully announced that one and then moved it. I think it left a lot of people like pissed because like obviously you announced the New Orleans ones, take it away, and then you're like, okay, well, it'll happen next year. No, now it's in Saudi, like you said. So I think people are like, what? Fuck this, dude. Like, you know, I was so excited, and now they pulled it away. Now I have to wait like another 2+ years at minimum. So yeah, pulling out of New Orleans, I think, really is what upset people the most, and then announcing this on top of it for next year, you know, people are even more pissed because it's like Vegas was so expensive last year. They were hoping New Orleans would be a little bit better, but now we're going back to Vegas because they pulled that away, and now they're going to Saudi all the way, not even Europe or even the UK. They're fucking going way past, you know. And that's gonna be interesting too. So we're gonna have us personally in America are gonna have an afternoon mania, which is not bad, but it's gonna be interesting.
I didn't think about the time zone difference at all, but yeah, there will be. There'll be a big one
So yeah,
because 3 o'clock.
it's gonna be rather interesting.
I
Something like
think.
that,
Yeah.
probably. Might even be earlier just because it's Mania and it's long. Well, it's usually 3.5 hours for the 2 nights. Around there, 3 to 4, which is 4 on the long one, like WrestleMania 30 or WrestleMania 40 night one. That one was kinda long just
Yeah.
because that last match was like 48 minutes or some shit. I was there too, and it was cold, so we felt the length of that match.
Oh yeah, in
But,
Philly.
yeah, well, dude, it was like night and day. It was night 1 was night or it was like 2 different seasons. Night 1 felt like we were in winter, night 2 felt like we were in spring. It was crazy. Um But yeah, so anyways, yeah, it sucks for a lot of a lot of people, and then of course with the government issues with Saudi, and you know that's a whole nother story with all this and this people saying that this is blood money, you know,
Oh
taking their money so they
god.
could make the country look better, yada yada yada. Um, because the government, I mean, it wasn't even just a few years ago that I don't even know where this went because I didn't follow it, but I guess supposedly, I'm gonna say supposedly because again, I haven't read the whole thing, so I don't know. But supposedly, an American reporter or journalist was murdered at the hands of supposedly the Saudi government. I have no idea. So again, they have some crazy different laws and they run things. So, anyways, at the end of the day, that's what also people are upset about is the fact that like they're working with the Saudi government and stuff and doing it with the Prince dude. Or that he just announced something with flag football and all kinds of former NFL players. Um, and which is funny because I forgot who I asked. It might have been my friends, but I was like, "Dude, what sport's next gonna be in Saudi? NFL, NBA, MLB? Like which one?" And they were like, "100% NFL." And here we go. We're seeing all these former NFL players playing flag football in Saudi in the spring or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, the NFL they already travel. I think they go. I think their first one this year was in Mexico. Um, I know they do some. Yeah,
I know there's one in Brazil. I don't know about
Brazil.
Mexico.
Maybe it was Brazil. Um, they go to London and play. I think there's one in Germany this year, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, so but I mean, good for the fans at least of in Saudi. Apparently, this is coming in live. My fiance just typed in the chat that Kiera Hogan's no longer with AEW, and Fightful has tweeted, "We've confirmed that Kiera Hogan is no longer with AEW after her profile was removed from the company's website."
What
More details
happened?
on their Patreon. He says more details on his Patreon, which I am actually subscribed to. Shout out to Fightful Select. If you're not a member, go to patreon.com/Fightful or Fightful Select. Oh yeah, this was 21 minutes ago. I'm gonna just skim it. I don't want to read the whole thing since it's behind a paywall. Do 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 do.
I know there was some video that came out, but I
So she
didn't.
hasn't been featured on AEW TV for a year and a half or on Ring of Honor for nearly that amount of time, which is interesting because actually she was at, and I don't know if you guys went to, like where, like at Starcast Day, was it day one, Friday, when they did the free autographs and meet and
Yes.
greets
Yep.
and like that like thing outside. So they had Kiara there, which is, I saw her there. She was doing meet and greets, the
Huh,
free ones,
okay.
which is interesting. It also says that AEW's Twitter or social media wished her happy birthday just 2 days ago, which she also responded to. Sources that Fightful spoke to in the company said that there wasn't ill will and that she hadn't been backstage much, if at all, in the last year. This move was expected and was claimed to be a contract expiration by one source, though Fightful is looking to verify. Yeah, so go subscribe to Fightful Select because that's behind a paywall and they're awesome. Sean Ross app, so go give them a follow. I actually met him at Starcast. But yeah, so interesting. I mean, yeah, she wasn't featured a lot. She wasn't a name big player. I think like the only thing that I can remember she did was years ago with Jade Cargill. She was a baddie. So
Yeah, she was.
wherever she goes, hopefully she does well.
Yeah, I mean, I figure she will. From what I did see of her, like even like you said with Jade, she's talented.
Mhm.
So she's got the potential, and there's plenty of wrestling avenues they could go to.
100%.
So
So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next for Kiara Hogan. I wonder if that means Diamante because I think she's still under AW contract. And as far as I know, they were dating. I
yeah,
didn't wonder if she's gonna stick around. I don't know. I don't even know if she's been featured on ROH. No clue.
looks like someone also said there is a famous Coliseum in Italy still.
Okay.
That would
Well,
be
that'd be
interesting.
cool.
I don't know how many people can fit in it, but that would be nice.
I'd put risers in it.
Hey, whatever they got to do.
um, yeah, I say let's jump into our predictions here. So we are also going to talk about Raw, NXT, and Dynamite. We're not going to go over last week's SmackDown nor Collision. I felt like those weren't. I just actually don't remember much from them off the top of my head in general. So, um, but yeah, so WrestlePalooza. So here's the thing: we're gonna make this like a point system, like just 1 point, whatever whoever gets the most here is the winner, right? Most right. But whoever gets the most wrong has to wear a wrestling related shirt that the winner of the bet picks. So it's either gonna be from WWE's website, PWT's, whatever, AW shop, which is just PWT's. But whatever ugly shirt they find hilarious, dumb, which is funny because we were going through just a bit ago Pro Wrestling Tees, and there's Blue Chew related merch on Pro Wrestling Tees. So I mean, maybe one of us will pick that. I don't know. Who knows? We don't know who's gonna win this year. But and obviously we might have some same predictions, so that's gonna be a thing. But yeah, let's go through All Out first since that'll be the first show of Saturday.
Okay.
We're not gonna do include pre-show because there's obviously 3 matches announced for the pre-show. We're gonna not worry about those for this. We're only gonna do main card. So let's talk about AEW All Out. Adam Copeland, Christian Cage versus FTR. I got Copeland Christian. I feel like that's what you're gonna say too, though.
Yes, I do not see them giving FTR the win. But it it could happen though. Like that could be the only swerve match of the night.
I don't think I just don't see FTR beating them. But one thing I will bring up is on Twitter, Dax Hardwood replied to someone saying, "What are you gonna do if you lose to CNC?" And he said, "Retire," or like something like that.
Yep, I
Hang
seen
up the
that.
boots. I know it's just Twitter reply, and he's a heel, so he could just say, "Oh, it's just fucking Twitter. I'm just whatever," you know. He could heal it up. But man, that really made me stop for a second, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Nah." I was like, they're gonna win?" But now that the more I think about it, he's just being a hill.
Yeah,
So
he
at least
is.
the way I'm looking at it. So I'm still going with CNC.
I am too. I'm not just because I want to see them win, but I ain't trying to wear no crazy shirts.
Okay. All right. Hurt Syndicate taking on Ricochet and Gates of Agony. I got Hurt Syndicate.
Gates of Agony.
Ooh.
This will
Okay. All
be
right.
Gates of
So
Agony's push.
you think Ricochet and Gates of Agony will get the job done then?
Yes, especially after what we seen on Dynamite or September to Remember. The
Yeah.
old
Well,
school
Dynamite. Yeah.
way of looking at wrestling foreshadowing the pay-per-views. Yes.
Yeah, I will say I was surprised how much offense. I mean, we're gonna talk about Dynamite here in a bit, but I was surprised how much offense Toa Leona got on Bobby.
I talked about that match the week before. That needed to be a pay
It
per
was
view
mean.
match at just by
It was good.
itself.
It was good. So yeah, I'm excited for that six-person tag or the trios match at yeah. All right, so there's our first one. We'll see who's right on that one. Mercedes Monet defending the TBS title against Riho. I feel like we'll pick the same one on this one. Monet.
Said he's not dropping it. Still got about 2 months before she beats Jade's record.
This one's gonna be a crazy ass match. Tables and thumbtacks. Mark Briscoe, MJF. I got Mark Briscoe here.
I got Max winning.
I got Mark because I think he is gonna like it's gonna. I feel like they're gonna kind of do almost like a WWE thing, and they're gonna make MJF take some losses here before he successfully cashes in that fucking contract. Like we're like they're gonna get us to a point to where we think he's like not in a spot where he's gonna do it because he's just been taking L after L in some shape or form, whether that be in a match or on the mic.
Yeah, they might, and then yet again, we may be getting an actual push for Briscoe, and he might get
That too.
the title because he wants Kyle Fletcher. He wants that title. So this could
That too.
be
Yeah.
his push. He beats Max. Then at what Wrestle Dream? No, yeah, Wrestle Dream,
Yeah.
October
Yeah. Red
18th.
Max. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
gets his match against Fletcher. Hey,
I will actually miss that because I'll be at a wedding. But
if this is the one match I don't get right, I'll be okay with it. But I'm taking JF.
all right. Darby Allin, John Moxley, in a coffin match. I got Darby.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's gonna get
Okay.
assistance, but he will win it.
All right. After that, we have a women's fatal four-way for the women's title. Timeless Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Tekla. This one I've been up in the air a lot about, and I have to make that pick now because I've like, oh, I could see this happening and Tony retaining. Oh, I could see this happening and Statlander winning. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different factors that could play out in this match. Jamie, Tony have history. Statlander has something going on with the Death Riders, or at least she acts like she doesn't, or doesn't want to be a part of it. But I feel like it's I'm okay. I'm locking it in. Chris Statlander. Death
They,
Riders are gonna help her.
I can see that happening. They keep building Jamie as she never truly lost it in a sense, but I really honestly think they're gonna put the title on Tekla.
Oh, okay. Heck, so we both have Tony losing, but we picked different winners. I
Yeah.
like that.
So how does that work? How would that work for the tally system?
That's a good question. Well, if we're both wrong, I guess that's just wrong in general. So we'll just count it as we're both wrong.
Works.
I mean, we have a few that are even anyway. So, okay. So Hangman Page. Actually, we'll skip that because that's probably the main event. Brodito versus the Young Bucks versus Jet Speed versus the Don Callis family. Four-way ladder match for the AEW World Tag Titles. I think Brodito retain here. I don't think they lose right away.
They don't lose. I think it would be bad decision by Tony and whoever helps with creative back there. But I'm going to throw in there we do see a return by Jack Perry. He sent them. I don't know if you've been watching the BTE stuff they've been
Yes.
doing. He sent them a
Yes.
blade. He then posted on his Instagram. I don't know if you follow him there. He was making more.
Making the blade.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think he's gonna pull the whole. I think, and I can't remember the exact pay per view it was. Maybe it was Double or Nothing or something like that, or Dynasty. He came back, cost someone the match. I can't remember exactly where he showed back up at.
I don't remember either, but I kind of remember what you're talking about.
Uh,
I could definitely see that happening though. I could see Perry coming in and costing them the match for
yeah,
sure.
that's why the Bucks don't win. I really think Jet Speed them and Hechicero, they pull each other out. They'll cancel.
Mhm.
They'll do something crazy to get rid of Josh, and that's how Bodito will win. I hope they do that weird flip.
I think that I just think it ends with Brody King going underneath Bandito and lifting him up so he could get the titles while they're on the ladder. That's how I see it ending. Like that's the final image.
Yeah, that might definitely happen because I don't see it going any other way.
Both picked them. All right. Okada, Konosuke Takeshita, and Mascara Dorada. This is a really interesting match just because obviously it's for the unified title, and we have Callis family versus Callis family, and then Mascara Dorada, who I didn't even expect to be in this match. I really thought it would be Beast Mortos. So the fact that it's CMLL's Masquerade Dorada was a pretty good surprise last night. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously we had the stare down with Konosuke Takeshi and Okada last night, which was awesome to see. And we had big fucking bald ass head Don in the middle, like no, it was good friendly competition, or whatever the fuck he was saying. Um, it's gonna be rather interesting. I honestly almost, this isn't my pick, but I could see somehow, some way Takeshi and Okada so focused on each other that Dorada pulls it off. But I really don't think they're gonna go that route. Um,
I would like it because then that pushes them more towards a match at WrestleDream.
So I
Takeshita
think
walking away.
Takeshita gets the win here, and I think he pins or submits Dorada to get it. So then they could have eventually it lead up to the one-on-one. Like I didn't pin you, you didn't pin me to get that title. Okada will say, you need to face me one-on-one because I didn't lose. Dorada lost. So that's what I think. I think Takeshita gets it because he submits or pins Masquerade Dorada.
Okay. That would work. I have Okada winning off of the simple fact that something will happen, lead him to rolling out to the outside. You'll see Don focus on getting him back into the match, which will
Mhm.
then have Takeshita will take out Dorada, going for the pin. He'll cost the match by rolling him out, hit him with a Rainmaker, roll Dorado out somebody, but he'll steal the win technically.
Maybe we'll see. Okay. So I was just marking. I forgot to mark a few of these, so I have these marked for us both. Okay. And then we have Big Bill versus Eddie Kingston. Obviously, Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, I mean, I would like Big Bill to win, but you're not going to bring back Eddie and have him lose.
I hope it's a great match that makes. I mean, Bill's already well loved by the AEW crowd. Like they don't. He doesn't feel like a former WWE. He is, but he like doesn't feel like those former WWE guys that come in and it's just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, he's had some good stuff. He's had good matches. So
I really think
yeah,
he
no. But
needs.
with him coming back, no way. Kingston's losing.
But he needs to break away from Brian Keith.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I don't think he's like holding him back or anything. I just feel like if he really focused on himself and not more or less being in a tag team, he could get the push. Or if they move Brian Keith to more of a manager role.
Okay, I think that's everything but the men's world title. Yep. Hangman Page versus Kyle Fletcher, with the stipulation being that if any member of the Don Callis family interfere, Fletcher will be disqualified and stripped of his AEW TNT title. I got Hangman.
I got Hangman too as well. But I think someone from Don Callis gets involved.
I don't. I think if anyone does, I don't even think anyone does get involved, but I think if they do, it'll be someone new joining the Callis family that wasn't part of the Callis family until that match. I don't know who. I don't think it happens. That's just, if it does happen, it's going to be someone new, is my guess.
The,
Not someone that's already in it.
the only person I could honestly see getting involved if it did happen, um, would be if Takeshita does lose. Like to kind of go off the aspect of wanting to build that feud and break away. That's how they would start it.
That's possible. I could see that. It's gonna be rather interesting. So, all right. So here's our predictions for All Out. We both picked Brodito. I'll go through all the boths first. We both picked Adam Copeland and Christian. We both picked Mercedes, and we both picked Darby and Hangman. But then, and we both picked Eddie Kingston. So we have quite a bit. He
Is
picked Okada. I picked Takeshita. I picked Statlander. He picked Tekla. I picked Briscoe. He picked MJF. And then I picked the Hurt Syndicate. He picked Ricochet and Gates of Agony. So we do have like 5 of them out of the 10 the same, but we have half that aren't.
Yeah.
Main card at least. So, but let's move on to WrestlePalooza. We did find out that John Cena and Brock Lesnar is opening the show today via Pat McAfee show. I'm gonna go with Cena.
Yeah, you can't have. I don't think they would put John Cena losing this one. Because let's be honest, he's not back on TV anywhere until Perth. He's not even really advertised to build anything. So,
I think he's announced for a Raw.
is he?
I think I might be wrong.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm taking John Cena. I just he took the one loss really to Cody, and I think that's probably going to be one of the last losses he takes before he leaves.
Yep. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. I got Cody.
As much as I like Drew McIntyre should have a title, he probably deserves it at this point. I'm taking Cody as well.
I feel like we're gonna have all the same predictions on WrestlePalooza. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I got Punk and AJ.
Yeah, you can't have AJ lose a comeback match.
This next one is the only one I think we're gonna have different. Actually, no. I got the Vision over the Usos. Who do you got?
Usos.
You got the Usos? I think this will help get like we keep saying they need that big win. They need that big win. And they lose all their PLE matches, obviously. If Vision, they win all their fucking Raw matches at the main event with all the beatdowns after every fucking Raw. But I think this is the one where they finally get that win and it's over the fucking Usos.
Yeah, I mean, probably not wrong.
I hope I'm not. I feel like I'm gonna be though.
Ah, but yeah, I mean, it's already wrote down, so I'm fine with taking that one if I do lose it. But if it does happen, Jay has to turn heel.
I can see. See, that's another thing that makes me think it'll happen is the way he's been acting and stuff. So
Unless Roman shows back up, and that's the reason they win.
yeah.
Because he was on the phone, hey, I need you to call me back. I got a few questions.
Yeah, I think it was Rowan who he was talking to as well. All right, so last one in WrestlePalooza, Io Sky, Stephanie Bacare for the Women's World Title. I think Asuka's gonna help Io win after Io asked her not to get involved. I didn't know if you guys, anyone else saw, they just like were yelling at each other in Japanese on Monday or whatever it was, and someone on Twitter translated it, and it was basically Io saying that don't get involved in my match at WrestlePalooza. I'm gonna do this alone.
Okay.
And Asuka's like, "Will you? Will you do it alone?" in Japanese. So, I think Asuka gets involved. I don't think she costs Io. I think she helps Io because Io didn't want that.
Well, I'm exactly the opposite. So there's two on this one we don't agree on.
So you think she's gonna cost her and Stephanie's gonna win?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see. All right. So now all of our WrestlePalooza predictions. We both agreed on John Cena winning, Cody Rhodes winning, and Punk and AJ, but we both picked different on the next two. He picked the Usos, I picked the Vision, I picked Io, he picked Stephanie. But we both have Asuka involvement in causing that outcome. So gonna be interesting. Yeah, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8 the same, but then we have 7 that are different. So
Yeah.
obviously, we definitely are gonna have someone who's gonna be the winner. And someone's gonna have to chat. If I can find it, I am gonna get the AJ if I win. I'm gonna get the AJ if I can. It's gonna be hard to find. The AJ Styles cum shirt. I would call it that because it's not really called that. But if you've seen it, it's like the AJ splattered in like white paint
Yeah.
or whatever it's supposed to be. It doesn't look like paint. Um So that would be my go-to shirt for him to have to wear. But that one might be too hard to come by too. So anyways, if I could, that would be it for sure. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens Saturday. We have a big day Saturday. There's also GCW Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
It might be.
but yes, let's move over to Raw. We have a bit to talk about here. Let me make sure I have the right one pulled up here. I do. Because I remember one time I think one of us had like the wrong one pulled up. I think it was me. Yeah. So we started Raw this week with John Cena here to finally talk about Brock Lesnar. And it was a really good promo. It was really, really good promo. It was like a classic John Cena promo. My favorite line was he founded Suplex City. Because
Yes.
he did. He was the one that Brock Lesnar started that again. So that was pretty awesome. Springfield, by the way, it was a smaller arena, like in the sense of it wasn't like 16K or 15K. It was like 9K or something. I think it was like a 10K arena. Um, but they were fucking loud
You couldn't tell.
all fucking night, dude. They were so loud for the whole show. Um, but yeah, this was a really good John Cena promo. Like it was literally classic Cena talking about Brock, just their history and stuff. He says that he does fear Brock Lesnar, but he says of course, he never gives up. He won't back down. All the classic Cena kind of things. This was literally like vintage John Cena, as Michael Cole would say. I really enjoyed this. What did you think?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing from this though is the crowd really. I feel like he fed off the crowd. It was like you said, a vintage John Cena.
Mm.
Cause they started the whoop your ass chants, and then he just fed
Yeah.
into it. And you could see the energy continue to build. And I really feel like he's finally gonna get that big win. I think he's gonna go through hell. We're gonna see like the SummerSlam match they had. I can't remember exactly which one that was. Where it was just suplex after suplex after suplex, and I think he's gonna
I think that
finally,
was his return match, SummerSlam, if I'm not mistaken,
yeah.
against Cena.
And I think he's finally going to overcome Suplex City, the aspect of winning the match.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what's next for Brock. I feel like with you know just on SmackDown. So is he going to stay there, or is he going to transition back and forth? That's my only question because we haven't seen him on Monday Night Raw at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we saw him rip his pants on Friday. That was funny. That segment sucked. I know we're not talking about that, but that segment sucked, by the way, with R-Truth. I fucking hated it.
Yeah,
I
it was.
fucking hated it, dude. I love R-Truth, and I laughed at moments, but, like, dude, I fucking hated Brock, like, 3 different times. Was like, "Who are you? Why are you out here?" I'm like, you had a fucking face-to-face. He came out, like, 6 years ago, and you were Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
Like, I know we treat our crowd like we're idiots, but come the fuck on.
yeah, and
I hate
then
this. I hated it, dude. I fucking hated that promo.
another thing I
But
like.
I laughed when he tore his pants, and I like that he, like, leaned into it. He, like, fucking sat on the ropes to show the commentary that his pants are ripped, then he started shaking his ass. I literally tweeted, I was like, "Brock shook his ass on SmackDown." Like, what the fuck?
What are we doing? But
But, yeah, no, but I don't know if we'll see him on Raw. I mean, we are, I don't know if we'll even see him after WrestlePalooza. I mean, it's 2 days away. I have no idea what's gonna happen with Brock after this John Cena thing, you know what I mean? I
I
don't
know.
think it's gonna go into a 3-match fucking story to end his career, but
I hope not.
never know. I hate it.
They normally do a trilogy with these two, and I hope that's not what we get.
I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. But anyways, good opening segment on Monday. Um, they booed the shit out of Lesnar though too. Like anytime they said his name, like he got booed
Oh
the
yeah, they
shit.
have been. Yeah.
And then we had Lyra Valkyria after this taking on Roxanne Perez in a one-on-one. Lyra did lose to Raquel, I think the week prior. Um, yeah, because it was Roxanne who costed Valkyrie in the match. Okay. So it was a good match, not a bad match. We did see at the end of the match. So Lyra won. And Lyra also was announced to filling in for Tiffany, who was not cleared after her match with Jade Cargill. Um, so that was interesting. But Lyra Valkyria gets the win over Roxanne in a fun match. But afterwards, Judgment Day are beaten down Lyra, and Bailey returns finally. Like she's been doing the vignettes, but she finally returned, helped Lyra, hit the Bailey to belly, did the whole like fucking thing, and like went into the corner. She did like her old moves. And I mean, she always done the Bailey to belly, but she like did them in succession, so that was interesting. And then she like after she helped them and they like ran off, she like stood in the ring and she like grabbed her head, and then she like looked over and like saw Lyra and went and hugged her, and then hugged Michael and Corey, and then hugged Alicia Taylor and the security guard, and then she started hugging fans. So she like went back into what we had been seeing in her head and her promos, her hugger gimmick. And then later on we had her the opposite, which was cool too. But yeah, I mean, overall the match, I don't remember much from it besides it was a solid match and Lyra got the win. But the ending was really interesting with Bailey. I really liked it.
Yes. So the ending was great. I'm really glad that they're showing her, I guess, really trying to overcome who she wants to be. Kind of like I guess they're trying to go like the split personality aspect of Ding Dong and Hogo Bailey, which I completely enjoy because you can not only with Bailey can you hear it in her voice, but her face. She's good at changing her facial features to where it resembles both sides. That was something else I
Yeah,
noticed. But overall,
yeah.
the only thing about the match that I didn't understand was where did Lyra injure her back at? Like, did that
I'm
happen the
not even
following, like the previous Monday? Because like that was a big focal point the whole match. Like she could barely get up out, to
must have been. Did she get beat down by them last week? Because it was Lyra who I mean, it was Roxanne that helped Raquel win the week prior. I honestly can't off the top of my head remember.
no, not that I remember. She just took it to Hana Bomb and that was it. But the match was
Yeah,
great.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure then. Um Yeah, good solid match. After that, there was a confrontation with Stephanie Vaquer because we had EO and her. They officially had their contract signed. And then the Kabuki Warriors, obviously, Asuka walked up, and it ended up setting up a match with Kairi and Stephanie for the night. But of course, it was Asuka being her typical self. EO not wanting her to be the way she was, acting the way she was. Um, what was funny though is was Kyrie after they agreed to the match, like was like there. She was like shadow boxing, and then of course Asuka did her Kyrie or whatever, all crazy, and fucking Kyrie was like, and just kept doing it as she was walking backwards. I thought that shit was hysterical.
The stuff with them two backstage has been great during, I guess, Oscar's change to being a heel. And you pointed out last time, and I was actually listening, how Oscar's yell for Kyrie increases. So the first one we heard was not bad. And then the last one, after I guess the backstage segment, closer to the end of the show, it was absolutely almost it was just more or less like a yell than anything
Mm.
else. Could not understand that she was saying Kyrie at all.
I
Yeah.
love that shit, dude. But yeah, those backstage segments I always look really forward to. So that set up that match for the night. We immediately got Penta versus Kofi Kingston. Obviously, the New Day. Uh, Xavier had neck surgery. I mean, he really did, I guess, but like he had neck surgery because of the Mexican Destroyer, is what he claims. They have a petition trying to get it banned. Um, but yeah, this was not a bad match. Nothing too crazy either. Of course, the New Day were getting involved, and Penta had to take them. Of course, Big G, they're calling him Grayson Waller, had to help take them out. Him and Woods. Um, they even had at the start before the match though. I even forgot they had the cameraman. I think it was Stu. Stu was like on the apron, filming them in the ring, and fucking Waller walks up to him with the fucking at the petition. And he's like, "You sign it," and then he fucking signs it.
Yeah.
Hands it back. Um, but it was an okay match. Nothing stood out in this match. I hate to say that because it's Kofi Kingston versus Penta, man.
I think the one thing that stood out to me was the Mexican Destroyer off the springboard.
Oh, yeah, yeah, to win the match. Yeah, the ending sequence was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just felt like it was just there. I mean, probably because it felt like I bet a lot of it happened on commercial. You know what's funny? Actually, this was on Raw too. So we noticed on Monday that we had an hour and a half into the show that we had only had 6 commercials. Like, it felt like that. Like, we weren't getting as many commercials. And I tweeted that out. I was like, wow, we've only, because I do a commercial counter every night because we're curious how much fucking time we get commercials. And so we were like at 6, and I was like, wow, we're an hour and a half in, dude, and we've had 6 commercials. This has been great. Tweeted it out. That next hour of the show, we got another 6 fucking commercials in an hour. Like
Yeah.
going to commercial. 6 different times it went to commercial in that hour after that. It was fucking insane. That was one thing that I realized during that show that I was so wild. Um it's gonna be like that for WrestlePalooza too. Watch. I mean, not during the matches, but
Oh yeah.
uh, we had a lot of backstage segments with Jimmy and Jay. So LA Knight was needing a tag partner. That was one thing I think I accidentally skipped over. So LA Knight at the beginning of the show, Um, fuck, I even forgot, honestly.
Yes. Jay and LA Knight got into it at the start of the
Yeah,
show.
because LA was looking for needed a partner for the night against the Bronsons, or the Bronze, and LA, he knew he was gonna go up to him and ask him, and so he like went to Jay, and he was like saying like he's gonna help him, but I fuck now I'm like drawing blanks on this.
So what I remember from that part was it started at, they done the casual walk in, and they were actually trying to fight with each other backstage, and then that's when Pierce came in and was like, "My office now," and they
Yeah,
were,
yeah,
"No,
yeah,
we can handle this here." And he was like, "Well, if you do, just you can ask your accountant while there's a few extra zeros left off your bank account."
yeah. There you
Um,
go. So you remember it better than me.
so that was when, of course, the match was set up. He said, "I don't care. I want Bronze and Breaker and Bronson." He was like,
Mhm.
"Fine, I'll give it to you, but find you a tag team partner." That's when he looked at Jay and was like, "I know somebody."
Yeah.
Talking about Jimmy.
There you go. There you go. See, that's why we have Kraken. He knows things better than Josh. Um, so he goes and talks to Jay backstage, Jimmy. But eventually he actually doesn't. He tells LA Knight no. I mean, but first he got into it with Jay about it and told Jay that you don't have a no Ula Fala around your neck and stuff. But then we had another backstage segment a little bit later where he did tell LA Knight he was not going to partner with him, which eventually changed because Jay was still being a dick.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's just odd, like, the transition they're doing with Jay to make him this heel is, I think it's not gonna get as much, I guess it may get as much traction as it has with him being a face, but I really wanna see if they go full force with it. They need to make sure they get rid of the yeet stuff.
I feel like he's not doing him as much
Yeah,
lately.
yeah, and since he started this backstage, like, arguments with his brother and been just frustrated because he can't get the win, and I gotta listen to what Roman's saying. This feels like this like it's transitioning back to 2020 in a sense with Jay.
Hmm. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens on Saturday. So after that, we go into the AJ Lee and CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch face to face. This was a fantastic fucking segment from top to bottom. Like every bit of it was great. Um, just the back and forth was fantastic. Let me see if I can get some of these quotes here. Do, 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 do. So of course, Becky and Seth came out first. They came out to their own music, which is important here. They were talking, yapping it up about the match. Eventually, Punk and AJ came out to only AJ's song, and that was kind of a point of contention during out the spat there. CM Punk questioned whether they're actually going to be able to set their egos aside because they weren't able to come out to one song together. They came out to their own song separately while he let AJ light it up with her theme song and came out with her. And they were both rocking her shirt, by the way. And so was Bailey earlier in the night, which was awesome. Um, Rollins told CM Punk that AJ Lee was the best decision he's ever made in his entire personal life. He said he was going to give him a compliment. That was a compliment. He said that was smart putting her in the feud, and it's the worst thing that he's done professionally, though, which was interesting. They brought up AJ Lee's past neck issues about she talked about in her book. Um, and Becky was asking her how was her body going to react to returning after being gone 10 years with her neck injuries and issues and stuff. Um, AJ Lee basically responded like, "Well, I'm Puerto Rican and from New Jersey, so sometimes I'll just shank a chick." So that was hilarious. Um, but Rollins tried to plant tension about her neck, and and also he said that Punk has the habit of leaving when things let him down. So trying to like put that in AJ's head that he'll leave if they lose, basically. And then eventually it led to AJ slapping Rollins, and his face was hysterical. He was like completely shocked that she slapped him. Like, he slapped him good too.
Oh yeah.
And then he told Becky, kick her ass. He still Punk's lying. I would never hit a woman, but I know somebody who will. He did the same thing Punk did. And then Becky was like, Me? Me? I ain't gonna what do you do? What do you mean me? I just didn't wanna fight, and then her and Seth argued, and then she left the ring, and, then, as that was happening, Punk was in the face of Seth, I believe, um, and, that's when Becky came in, manhandled Simon AJ and Seth Punk, and started going at it and stuff like that, and then he ran off with Becky after that, because then he was concerned for AJ. Yeah, really, 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 really good segment. I might have left a thing out here or there, but what was your thoughts on this segment?
I really like how AJ's been, like you said, she's been gone for 10 years, but you can still tell that she has not missed a single beat, especially on the mic. If anything, she's gotten better, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And like the moments where I think it was Seth was talking about her, or Becky was talking about her neck. She starts like, she starts moving her head funny and starts, you can see like her facial expression changes, building up like, I guess, like hatred towards Becky was, and
Yep.
that sold it as well because, not saying anything is just as well to build it than, I guess, trying to be smart back with comebacks because we see that a lot as in build ups. But the the habit of leaving when things let him down, I think that was a knock at everything Punk's done leading up to where they're at, of course, with WWE and all that. But overall, like AJ really impressed me. Like I know it was 10 years ago, and I kind of have forgotten everything that she done, like on the mic.
Mhm.
But her mic skills is what really stood out to me.
Oh, yeah. She's really shown her personality, like, it's still there, her charisma is still top notch, like, she just it oozes through it when she speaks and her body movements and her body language, so, yeah, I really love and that's what made her a fan favorite before, it's, like, how believable she was at being the crazy chick and just bel and she was here tonight when she was talking about shanking, she's not afraid to shank a chick, like, you could just see in her eyes the way she said it, they, like, widened, and she's got that crazy look in her eye, like,
Uh,
like, I'm gonna do it right now. So yeah, her body language and her facial expressions are fucking A plus. Like it's just so, and I think and the crowd loved it. Like obviously it's 10 years later, and she's still like getting these massive pops, obviously
mhm.
because she just returned 2 weeks ago. But like the crowd are eating up everything she says. Like they react to everything.
Yeah, it would almost seem like she had not left because of the way the crowd reacts to her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it didn't feel like she was gone. She left off exactly where she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, great segment. That was probably one of the highlights of Raw on Monday. Um, After that, we get a match between Dragon Lee and El Grande Americano. This was rather interesting. It was a solid match. I felt like all the matches were pretty solid on Raw, but nothing really was too crazy. Um, Nothing too crazy in this match as well, but we did have the two other Americanos, whatever you want to call them, came out. The first one came out shoving Dragon Lee off the top rope, which helped the actual Grande Americano get the submission win. Um, then the third Americano also delivered a right hand. Did he come out during the match, or was that after the match? The third one came out.
He came out during the match.
Okay, my bad. Okay, so the third one came out during the match before the end of the match here. I'm sorry. And he hit what looked like a bop and bing type of punch that Tyler Breeze does
Yep.
without putting the hand up. Um, and the other one, the first one that came out, is 100% Pete Dunne. Um, so it's just which would make sense in story because obviously it's Omos. No, I always say that, but it's obviously Ludwig Kaiser, and so he had that thing with Pete Dunne. I don't remember how long ago. It was earlier this year, backstage, or they had some interactions backstage that were interesting. We seen them talking at some point. So now it's kind of playing out in this way, which is interesting. Um, my biggest thing was that they did the Spider-Man point meme to each
Yeah.
other after the match. That was like my favorite thing from the whole segment. But what were your thoughts on this whole match and segment?
Like you said, it didn't have anything that really, like, I guess would stand out other than, oh, Grande Americano, which we, like you said, we know is Ludwig. It's and how over he is still. It doesn't matter who he's going up against. I said it Monday, and I still believe that this is the better version of El Grande Americano. Chad Gable comes back. I don't think he needs to retake this. character at all.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Um, but yeah, so I'm ready for the payoff of these other 2 Americanos. This has been going on for quite a bit now, like a few months. So
Gonna be
I'm
int
just kinda ready for a pay or at least an advancement in the story. I feel like we really haven't gotten much else besides they've just helped with the matches.
you're
That's
gonna
it.
get a
So
6-man tag. That's what it's gonna be.
yeah, probably. Um, After that, we had a backstage segment with Lara Valkyria. She was walking back to, I'm assuming, the locker room, and she just hears Bailey yelling, like talking to herself, but like shouting. Um, Before she walks into wherever Bailey is, it stops, like her shouting, like completely stops. Lyra goes in the room. Bailey's just sitting there quietly. And she says, "Who are you talking to? Who are you yelling with?" And she's like, "Nobody, nobody." And she's obviously the role model character that she was during COVID at this point now. She's doing a split personality type thing here. And she had a different shirt on. She had a half black, half white shirt, kind of like Two Face.
Yep.
Um, and then she just went crazy on Lyra. Lyra didn't know what to say. She didn't even really say anything and just stood there. Um, yeah, she was just it's interesting. I don't know if they're gonna have like one match. She's like the hugger. Bailey comes out in full hugger gear and then like ends the match. Like, what the fuck am I wearing? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know where this is going, but it's really, really intriguing. So I really like where this is going.
I do. And I'm thinking we can we can see both of them so well, like I said, with their facial expressions, but I'm hoping they figure out where they truly want it to go quickly. Because we know the split personality thing can go stale quickly.
Yeah.
But I really think the base version, the hugger style, it should land. But I think she has to take out Lyra first. Which is gonna be
I
odd.
would love if it was like a hybrid of modern Bailey. Like, I don't want it to be full hugger like what she was previously. Give me like a modern twist on it. Nothing like where it's drastic, you know what I mean? But just slightly alter it. Kind of like what Undertaker did once he left the biker gimmick and went back to the Dead Man style, but he like brought in a lot of the look of the Dead Man character, like his gear, you know, his style. He's kept the brawling style. I would like if Bailey did something similar with the hugger gimmick.
It would make sense, but I think they could run this for a while.
I hope it doesn't go that long. Like, of her going back and forth. I mean, like, a few months to me is like 3 months. That's just too long.
If we don't see it on television every every week,
As long
that
as there's advancements in the story
yeah.
with it, then I guess I'm okay with it, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm really curious where this is gonna go. So we had Stephanie Vaquera versus Kairi Sane, which was set up earlier in the night here. And this was a really fucking good match. This is probably the match of the night. Of course, we had Oscar ringside during this. Um, But yeah, I think Asuka at one point tried to help. I'm trying to figure out where that was. Did she help her? I do not actually see it.
Um,
I know
no,
Asuka got
actually,
involved after match. She got
yeah.
in the ring, but Io got involved and argued with her. That's when they were like, that's when Io was saying, "Don't get involved in my match this Saturday." Like, so that's when they were yelling at each other in Japanese. Um, but yeah, yeah, very good match. Obviously Stephanie's in the match on NXT the next night as well. So this is the first time we've seen Stephanie in a match on Raw in quite some time. So that was kind of nice because there was like almost no build to this match, but luckily it's happened twice already, and the fans loved it each time, even though it got fucked over in the end. So I'm with just how good that was the first 2 times. I'm hoping it's a great match on Saturday, but I don't know why I said it in the accent, but
But to,
yeah, what do you think of this match with not Io, Kaidi and Stephanie
so you was talking about this was the first time we've seen Stephanie on Raw in a while.
match wise? Yeah,
Yeah. So the last time, from what this says, she was in action was Stephanie, Nikki, Io, and Rhea. They defeated Naomi, the Green Regime, on Raw July 28th.
what the fuck? So she hadn't wrestled on Raw in 3 months
Most,
or 2.5 months.
basically all of August. Yeah, it's like she had time off.
Maybe she did. Maybe she did. Maybe she requested some time off because I always say she went really hard in when she first came in. Like NXT, she was wrestling weekly. It felt like same with Penta. Like Penta and her like came in, they were just going wrestling everyone every week, appearing, and then she started appearing on Raw and SmackDown while she was still in NXT as NXT Women's Champ, North American Champ. Then she became double champ. Like everything just happened so quick. So maybe she did just get some time off, just 'cause she was like, I'm tired, boss. Like, you
Yeah,
know.
that could have been. That's also, she was missing from last week's Monday, and there was supposed to be the contract signing. It could have been that she was just had time off, and like we thought, she was traveling back and got some.
Maybe, but I was glad that she was here for the last Raw before her fucking world title match. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And obviously, plans changed because it was supposed to be her and Naomi. So who knows if maybe they gave her the time off after they were like, all right, well, Naomi's pregnant. So,
Yeah,
or maybe it was a case of like, well, Naomi's pregnant. What the fuck do we do now?
yeah, like hey,
Because it took them 2 weeks after Naomi announced her pregnancy to announce what was next for the women's world title. So
Philip. That's probably what happened. They were like, hey, you still got your title shot while we try to figure it out to just make sure nothing else crazy happens to mess this up. You okay with taking vacation?
right.
But
So after that, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
and I was gonna say the match. I feel like they didn't really show off Kyrie's in-ring ability a lot in this match. I feel like this was more of just a Stephanie Vaquer's back in action. Let's get her crowd back behind her. She had a huge match. Kyrie did too, but it just feels like it was a one-sided match to me the whole time.
Yeah, it really was until the end, I'd say. But yeah, overall good match, good contest to help hype up, and then the little confrontation with Io and Asuka afterwards when Asuka was trying to beat her down. Which again in Japanese they were yelling, and then people translated it on Twitter saying it was Io yelling at her, "Don't get involved on Saturday." And Asuka's like, "Will you do this alone?" So it's gonna be rather interesting. Main event, which we've seen this a lot, I feel like in different variations. LA Knight and Jimmy Uso versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Nothing stood out in this match to me. Typical Vision versus whoever, which led to, of course, the Vision winning. They feel like they always win on the Raws, but they never win on the PLEs. Solid match. I feel like there wasn't anything super crazy here. Of course, after the match, the Vision beaten down LA and Jimmy, which led eventually to Jay coming out with a chair, running them off, and it led to LA Knight and Jay shake hands in the ring. But then, of course, LA Knight paid him back, hit him with a BFT after they shook hands, and seemingly were all good.
Yep.
And so now we're good. And of course, Jimmy was all like, "What the fuck, man?" And yeah, so that was cool. I felt like that was good for LA to get his receipt there, but kind of lackluster, same old shit ending to Raw.
Yeah, unfortunately it was. Don't I don't know why every week we have to have the Vision. You know, I mean, not in the main event, but like most of the time they're there in the main event, either tsunami the hell out of somebody, spearing someone through a barricade. I will say that the past couple weeks we have seen some form or fashion of Jay attacking LA Knight or LA Knight attacking Jay.
Yeah, that was
I
yeah.
and I think we have to build off that either at WrestlePalooza or the Raw after. That's another thing. I don't know where they're going with it at all.
Yeah, I really don't. I mean, which is intriguing. This is it's usually a good sign. So
It is, yes. Um, and like I said, I really think Jay turns heel, but I think it's not going to happen the way we all think it.
really,
I don't think they have to lose for it to happen.
that's interesting to think about, honestly, because that's where I thought it was going.
I th- Jimmy,
I could see because I was thinking maybe he walks away from the match and leaves Jimmy to defend for himself.
things don't go his way, yeah, and then maybe it could, Jimmy's not doing something, in the match to ensure the win. Jay just tags himself in and wins it. It's like that's how you do it, and we can read his lips. That's what the fuck he's supposed.
Maybe that's possible. So yeah, okay, Raw. I felt like for a go home, it was lacking, but it is what it is. I'm used to it with WWE.
Some other things for me that stood out that really wasn't, I guess, really crucial to building for Wrestlepalooza. Because I feel like this was kind of Raw's go home show. Technically, it was. Finn Balor and the Judgment Day backstage.
Ooh,
Finn
yes.
got pissed off about El Grande Americano.
Yeah, he wants to know what's Dom involvement, like, what's his involvement with Dom and stuff like that, yeah.
Like, don't ask for our help again. Uh, don't come to us if you need help. And then Rusev walks in.
Yeah, Rusev challenge for the IC title. So, yeah, actually forgot about that segment, but it's because, Dirty Dom I ain't worried about it. Dirty Dom's gonna retain. He's the best of all time,
He's
best
double
mystery.
champ.
Double champ now, thank God. Um, but yeah, solid Raw, but for a go home show, it lacked to me.
Yeah, I can understand that. Agree with you.
So NXT had Homecoming, their first time returning to Full Sail for an NXT show since 2019, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
2020. So 5 years. Um, Announced for the show was Oba Femi and Ricky Saints on the Grayson Waller effect. I'm looking at the wrong date. I just realized, so bear with me. I knew I literally did this last week, I think too.
Go to NXT. It
There
takes
it is. Okay,
takes a while to
Homecoming.
find them.
All right. All right. So luckily, I remember that part off the top of my head. Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer, and Lyra, which was initially supposed to be Tiffany, but Tiffany and her match with Jade must have. I'm assuming based off of the moonsault at the top where she smacked her head. That's what made her not cleared because she
Did
even finished that match.
Did you happen to see? And I don't know how accurate it is. There is supposedly a WrestlePalooza shirt that was
I did
shown
see that.
that Tiffany, Jade, and
Tiffany, Jade,
Nia.
and Tiffany. We're gonna have. Yeah. Sorry, Tiffany, Jade, and Tiffany, Jade, and Nia. I can't talk. My gosh.
Yeah, they got a women's title match. I forgot about that till now.
But yeah, it was on, like, I guess, the WrestlePalooza shirt, like the I was there shirt, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, so is that match going to be announced Friday? Has it already been spoiled, or did it get
No,
canceled?
because she's not cleared.
Yeah,
I think she's just not cleared to compete, so
that's what they're
they
going to do.
announced it.
Yeah, that's maybe that's just a misprint because it was supposed to happen. Concussion
Yeah.
protocol.
Yeah, definitely. And then Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes teaming up on this show versus DIY, Ethan Page versus Tyler Breeze for North American title, Izzy Damon, Tatum Paxley versus Charlotte and Bliss. So a lot of craziness announced for the homecoming show. They started it with a great video package to one of the OG NXT themes, Coheed and Cambria, which I fucking vibed out to. I loved that. It was a great package, basically paying homage to the black and gold and the kind of early 2.0 era. Went through like everyone who'd been there. They had Bray, all kinds of people on the video package. It was great. It was a great video
It
package.
was.
And then they started with the roar of the crowd, stop your feet, da, 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 like whatever dude. I fucking was so like vibing to everything, nostalgia to the core for all of that. So that was cool. And then Triple H came out. You know, the initial guy who was part of the head booker of NXT and helped really push it. He came out, cut a promo. Eventually, it brought Sean out. He was like Triple H thanked the crowd and everything. You know, in Full Sail, stuff like that. Sean came out, who's now current head of NXT, and thanked Triple H for being there and stuff like that. And then eventually it led to like Triple H was like, "Well, what if I wanted to come back?" And like he got all like fucking mad dog and Sean, and Sean's like, "Well, then we have a problem," and he got in his face. And everyone, oh, and I'm like, oh no, a 60-year-old with a crooked eye and a fucking 50 whatever year old with a bad heart. This ain't good. And, and then, of course, fucking William Regal comes out, who was announced prior to the show that he was going to be featured on the show. He comes out, and the crowd totally steals his shtick before he could even get there.
Yeah.
So he comes out, and the whole crowd is chanting "War Games, War Games, War Games," and he tells them, he's like, "Well, if you'd let me get there." Basically, I don't remember. I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, I'm about to get there. Just give me a moment. And then they all laugh or whatever. And then he says, I know a way to settle this, gentlemen. War games, and of course, just for comedy. There's actually people in my chat like, so who's gonna be part of that? I'm like, it's a meme. They're memeing. They're joking. It's just for fun.
I would hope
They're
so.
like, but yeah, no, Sean and Triple H aren't gonna be in it. They'll just do like what Hogan and Ric Flair did in Saudi that one time, and then get people to fight from. I'm like, no, shut the fuck up, no.
That'll be the main event of night one. Saudi Arabia.
Right, right, exactly. So, that was a fun segment. Oh, and then it led to Charlotte and Bliss coming out, and talking about how the women were the backbone of NXT and stuff like that. It was funny though too, people are making it into, like, a thing though online where they're saying, like, Trip when she said that, Charlotte, Shawn was smiling the whole time, and then Triple H was looking like still like the mad dog type of look, and,
Yeah.
like, people thinking like, "Oh, he didn't like that she said that." He fucking knew she was gonna say that, shut the fuck up. But, great opening segment. I really liked it. It was good comedy from Shawn and Triple H, and, it was cool bringing Charlotte and Bliss out there. Obviously, it went right into their match, but, bringing them out there to kinda, like, say, "Hey, the women were always, like, this is where the revolution happened. This is where it kinda took place again earlier this year and last year." So, it was great. I loved that opening segment. It just made me so happy.
Yeah, I like the name drops that Bliss mentioned
Oh, yeah, she said
Paige,
Athena.
sh
She said
Ember.
Ember Moon, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And see, and another one, and I was really expecting, and I don't know if they could have name dropped Sasha if they wanted
Oh
to.
my god, so that video okay, so my video of that reaction of, like, when they're out there and she's starting to say names, I literally said live, and then it's on my reaction video, "Please say Sasha Banks. Please say Sasha Banks. You won't." Like, I'm, like, begging them to say Sasha.
Yeah.
I go, "'Cause that's my all-time favorite match, Sasha and Bayley, Brooklyn. That's my like, not my but my favorite if I wanna say women's match. That's my favorite women's match. It's fucking incredible. Um so I said that, and, like, people in my comments, "They'll never say her. They don't want her back.
Yeah.
She has too many fucking belts." Fucking god. But anyways, so I hate how disrespectful people can be towards her just because she fucking did what she wanted to do. It's so annoying.
Yeah, but the name drops, that was great. I was really hoping Sasha would come up because the 4 horsewomen of NXT, like, that was a big thing at that point, for the start of NXT. So, I guess I was hoping for that. Uh, and then, Regal coming out, like, even my chat was like, if they did do that, who would they put from NXT and who would they put from Raw or SmackDown? I was like, if it did happen, maybe that would free up your main eventers, your title holders, to not have to be in War Games, like Seth, Cody. But
Yep.
it's like you said, it was all for a meme.
Yeah, no, it was nothing I didn't think anyone should focus on at all. I think it's just for laughs because we haven't heard him say it in a moment.
Hope it is.
But yeah, great segment. It led right into the Tatum and Izzy versus Charlotte and Bliss match. Um, which we'll just go jump right into that match. So that match was really good. Tatum is super underrated. I feel like in
Yes.
the ring, she's so good. I loved how they started it with her and Bliss. Bliss had Lily, and she had her Barbie doll, and they just kind of stood at each other, staring at each other, and got kind of close to each other. And then the ref was like, basically telling them like, "All right, match is on or whatever." And they, at the exact same second, both turn their head perfectly. They don't move their bodies. They're just holding their dolls. Both go boom right at the ref, and the ref's like, all right, yep, let's get it going.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god, that was so cool." That was the perfect timing. Like they could not have timed that any better. So that was a cool little opening they started. We also got Izzy and Charlotte in the ring. Charlotte's 6 feet, I believe, and so Izzy's taller than her.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Izzy was like at least a good 2 to 3 inches taller.
I didn't realize how tall Izzy was.
Yeah, she's a monster. Um, but fun match. We had of course the women tag titles stayed on Flair and Bliss. Um Yeah, I mean, it was really good. I thought they did a really good job kicking off the show. Match was really good. Nothing bad happened during the match. Like, there's no botches, didn't seem like any missed timings. Like, I thought they kept a good story that kept me interested the whole time.
Yeah. So of course, big things that I noticed was, so you have the culling come straight from commercial break, and so the crowd starts chanting 10 spears.
Oh, yeah,
He
Charlotte went up
hated
to
it.
him and did the 10.
Yes,
Yeah, I saw that,
he
yeah.
hated it. But that's who he was in NXT originally.
Well, he even tweeted a gif of him doing the 10, like,
Yeah.
a couple hours before the show, so
And then, Booker T even made a statement. If the start of the match for Bliss and Tatum, the move set was almost identical. And then I think it was like a deep arm drag, or maybe Tatum tried doing something that threw Alexa into the rope, and she caught herself. and
Mhm,
then Tatum done, like, her little catch where she rolled out of it, and they just stared at each other. Booker T was like, "Tatum has finally found her match."
mhm.
So, I really liked how everything was set up. And of course, Sister Abigail to the pinfall on Tatum, which is leading to what I think Izzy's going to turn on her.
Yeah, Izzy looked mad. Izzy looked really mad that Tatum lost the match for them. She, like, looked furious, so definitely gonna lead to that already, which I'm not against because I don't think she should be part of the calling, Tatum. I think she's too good. Actually, Izzy, I became a big fan of Izzy with the calling, not gonna lie. Um, but after that, we had a backstage segment with Zaruka. Zarya and Solruka were talking backstage. They were disagreeing, having a little disagreement, kinda arguing with each other. Um, and it led to, was it Lainey Reed who walked up, or it was someone before Shayna, right? Didn't someone else walk up before Shayna did?
I think Lady Reed was in there. Yeah, because she was talking
Someone
about
walked up to them first.
focusing on the yeah, because Laney
It was
Reed
Lainey because
and
Lainey's in the Speed
Candace,
tournament.
yeah, so they were talking
Yeah,
about
so
the
she's in the
titles.
finals, yeah. So, and then she walked away, and of course, Soul was, like, pissed after what Lainey said, and then Shayna Baszler, who got released earlier this year from the WWE, was walked up, and she got a good reaction too. I mean, she was one of the I think it's, like, one of the longest women's NXT champions of all time, if not the longest. Um,
Yes.
and she talked about how they need to get on the same page, and they need to apologize to each other because she learned that basically, I forget, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said, like, basically that they need each other, like, that's the best thing for them.
She said they need a makeup because she knows how it feels to lose someone. Basically, I think that's how she said it because you got to think everyone she's been tag partners with has left. You know, her and Rousey
Yeah.
had a falling out. Rousey left. Zoe got hurt. She still ain't came back. That's because of injury. Um, and Pure Fusion Collective that became absolutely
Yes,
nothing.
Sonya got released, yeah.
So she knows how it is to be alone because of egos getting in the way.
Yeah, that was a really cool segment. I was really surprised at how the crowd reacted to her. They popped big for Shayna.
Yeah, there's one on this. We'll get to it later throughout the show here that the crowd did not pop for, and I was kind
It's
of
not the crowd. It's not the crowd. The crowd popped. It was the WWE didn't have the crowd feed going.
okay. 'Cause I was like, damn, this should be a pop for that.
Because then Joe came up and then we heard a pop.
Yeah,
It's because
exactly.
they didn't have the audio feed going when Bobby showed up.
Yeah,
So that's why it was quiet. They didn't the production didn't have it ready. They didn't turn up the audio for the crowd.
that would make sense.
Uh, Production error. That's my guess because no way WWE would want that. They're
Uh,
too smart for that.
yeah.
They're too smart for that. I think it was just production error and they couldn't fix it. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to the YouTube feed and they like popped in some fake crowd or some shit.
Oh,
So after that, we got Trick Mellow Gang reuniting against DIY, which is interesting because DIY is face in NXT, but they're heels on SmackDown. Um, this was a fun match. This was really fucking good. It was awesome because obviously Trick and Mellow came out to their things, kind of like similar to how they used to come out. And then we didn't get the OG DIY theme this time. We didn't get their current theme.
oh,
We got each of them coming out separately to their own themes from NXT. The Heart Beep into No One Will Survive. Tommaso Ciampa came out first, and he had a dope ass fucking face paint on. I don't even know what it was, but it was dope. It was like yellow, like skeleton looking thing. And then of course Johnny got the OG version of Rebel Heart, not the one that they gave him on the main roster before they reunited DIY. Um, which I like wanted to cry because I love that song. It's like the best Def Rebel song, I think. Um, and or not Def Rebel, CFOs. Um, so yeah, that was amazing. What did you think of that? The entrances that they got?
oh, it was great. I was talking to my chat about all the people that are coming back from the main roster to be here for homecoming. They should not have their entrances that they currently have. We should get
Yeah.
either their tag team entrances or solo entrances, or just in a sense, have that. Even gear, I was hoping would almost be like that. To pay respect to where they started from. And of course, we didn't get that with Charlotte and Alexa, but yes, we did. I popped good for it myself. 'Cause the second it
Oh
happened,
yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit, yes, it's happening. Gonna get the original." Gargano and Johnny Wrestling. That's exactly what we got.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. The match was really good too. Trick Mello, they worked great as a team together here. I mean, they looked like they never missed a step. Like, same with DIY looked great. The whole match was good. Fast paced match. Of course, there was a spot where Trick looked like he was going to go after Mello. As Mello had his back to him, the crowd popped to it. Like they were like popping. So Mello turns around, but Trick runs and jumps over Mello and he takes out I forgot who of DIY, but that was fucking cool. I really like that.
He gave the John Cena heel tone tease, and then did the exact opposite.
Yeah, it was super, super good. At the end, Mello and Williams did cheat to win because the Miz showed
Up.
up and he took out I forget who he took out, but I think it was Gargano. So it led to them getting the win over. Oh, and also at one point during the match, they hit a shatter machine, which was awesome. DIY did. Um, But yeah, Miz helps Mello and Trick get the win. What's your thoughts on that?
It's smart because Miz is still building up Hayes that he is the guy. He won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. We can, I can make you him. So he's trying to build that confidence. And I think eventually he's going to turn on him either when he goes to win a singles title or after he does it. It'll happen somewhere in there. Um, my biggest takeaway, though, was how Booker T and Vic was talking constantly about
About
TNA
Twitter.
tweeting. And
Yeah, so a lot of the TNA talent was tweeting about them being pissed at how the title's there, basically, and how yada yada yada. They're just mad that Trick has the title, basically.
yeah,
Like it was everyone.
well, and what I'm hoping we get is you remember how they done the original Invasion
Yeah,
that
all the invasion angles in wrestling that I've ever been done have sucked. I have
yeah
no high hopes for this.
I but I'm hoping this one could capitalize great.
I don't have any hope. I'm just gonna watch and see what happens. That's it.
But this
Because
also
every invasion angle in wrestling has sucked.
it has. But I think that's what we're getting. A modern invasion with TNA. And you even had TNA alumni commenting about it. So they could come back.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely setting that up, which we'll get to more here in a minute because there's a segment that really set that up. But that's it on this one. I think after this we just went into the Tyler Breeze's and Page match. I don't see anything that was in between this.
Nothing
I'm just
backstage
gonna go.
happened that I can remember.
Yeah, so okay, so went into this match. I hate to say this. This match was awesome, but the crowd did not care about Tyler Breeze
Oh, he
as
didn't.
much as they cared about other people.
I think
They're
they
like some people thought maybe last week was just because he came out of the crowd instead of through the Tron, but like he came out through the Tron, did his entrance, and it was like you could hear people just yapping in the crowd. Like there was pop, like a tiny pop, but it was like it was you would have think that he's been there every week and the crowd just not interested.
unfortunately. But Tyler Breeze, he still looked like, like he hadn't missed a beat. I think the last time we had seen him was in 21 with Fandango doing something on NXT. But I mean, other than that, like I know he's backstage doing a lot. He does up,
Yeah.
down, down with Xavier, big in the 2K environment. I don't. This
Yeah, I mean, and we also had Dr. Wagner Jr. ringside for this one too, the Latin American champion
I,
from AAA.
I feel like there could have been someone else. Like, and that's another thing. Like, it just was such an odd match. Like, he just showed up and laid on Ethan, and hey, well, I got a match. Like, I don't.
Well, yeah, and it was it was a really good match. I even said after, like, bring Breeze back. This man can fucking put on matches like crazy. Like that was a
Yeah,
great match. Um, but yeah, the crowd just didn't seem interested in this. And then, but they did announce later on, I forget exactly when, that it was going to be Tavion Heights versus, I think it was what's his name came and told him,
Damien
uh,
Priest.
Damian Priest. It was really. I was having internet issues too today. I tend to have internet issues every Tuesday now for some reason. So I only came back to him talking about the hot tub celebration he had with the North American title years ago. So I was like, "Wait, what the fuck did I just come back to?" Because like I was like, "I remember that. Why is he telling him about that?" And then he was like, "You're getting your North American title." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah,
But yeah, some of these appearances felt so stupid. Like I'll just say this now. Like they had advertised yesterday, like 4 hours, 3 hours before NXT, that Bianca Belair would be appearing. She was in the fucking crowd during the main event. That was it.
yep.
They showed her like, "Hey, Bianca Belair's
Yeah,
here," and then they went to the match. And they
that's
never showed her again, like, focused on her again.
and I don't even think she got like yeah, the camera didn't pan back to her. She didn't get no
She might have
pop.
been seen, like, just sitting there, like, at certain angles, but, like, during the match, but, yeah, they never focused on her again. It was, like, forgotten about immediately. Uh, but, yeah, so Ethan Page defeated Breeze. It was for the North American title. Um, Page is facing Tavion Heights at No Mercy for the North American title now. Sami Zayn appeared after this match.
Hmm?
He showed up and was talking with whoever was interviewing him. But then Javon Evans comes up. He was there to talk to Javon, hypes Javon up. He says, "I'm seeing myself in you, basically ultimate underdog. And you're going to have a big career ahead of you." Just hyped him up. Um, yeah, I mean, pretty cool. They're really going to push Javon. I think Javon's going to end up being the guy that defeats Oba.
Yeah, he will be, and I don't think it's a bad idea. There are people that do not think it should happen. I think it could have happened 2 months ago, uh, and could have already had Oba on the main roster. I think Oba had been ready for the main roster for a while.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
think they're just waiting a little longer to give Javon a little more of a push. But yet again, I mean, he's had the okay from RVD, Randy Orton, um, now Sami Zayn. The
Taker.
Undertaker has talked to him. So
Yeah.
who else has got to be like this guy needs a rocket strapped to his back yesterday for them to
Right.
finally make that decision?
Oh, and also Josh Briggs got involved in that segment and, got in Evan's face, and then they started brawling. Yeah, I forgot
I
about
forget.
that. After that, we go into the Grayson Waller effect with Ricky Saints and Oba Femi. Of course, Grayson Waller puts both of them down. I like that Grayson Waller had the Instagram live going again. He hasn't done that since he left NXT during the Grayson Waller effects. So that's always fun. So he was live on Instagram while he did the Grayson Waller effect. Of course, he was basically putting both guys down. Eventually, it led to Oba and Ricky saying, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you." They had some good back and forth. I forget exactly what Oba told Ricky. He said like, "All you have is like your pose or whatever it was, something like that." But eventually, it led to Trick Williams coming out at the TNA title and saying that he still wants that shot at Oba, blah blah blah. And then it led to Waller basically putting a match together for next Tuesday, which was shocking to me, and it's gonna be title for title, winner takes all. Oba Femi putting the NXT title on, Trick Williams putting the TNA title on the line, and it led to more angry tweets afterwards from TNA wrestlers and alumni
Yep.
about the TNA title not getting defended against a TNA wrestler prior to I think what Victory Road next Friday. Um, so yeah, it's obviously with all the tweets from the TNA talent commentary, like you said earlier, once again was focusing on how people from TNA were tweeting about Trick and the TNA title all night. And with that match getting set up, it's definitely going to lead to they've started some type of an invasion. I feel like that during that match we'll see Mike Santana, Joe Henry, Frankie Kazarian. We'll see them all. We'll see basically anyone that you can think of Moose, and I think that's going to lead to just a crazy breakdown brawl.
It is, yeah. Everyone's gonna show up. It's gonna be chaos. And doesn't Mike Santana have a TNA title shot at Bound
Yeah,
for
Bound for
Glory?
Glory, which is in a couple weeks here in October,
Yeah. So
like 3 weeks or something.
I just I don't know if it's going to be like the NXT invasion. I don't know if it's gonna be how I think it was WCW invaded, if I remember correctly. But like you said, they've all been horribly done, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one.
So we already talked about the Tavion thing, which happened after this. Yeah, then after that was just the main event. Uh, got Rhea, Stephanie, and Lyra versus the Fatal Influence group,
Uh,
and it was okay.
yeah. So not to cut back on the Bobby and Joe Henry segment.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. I did forget that. I'm sorry.
Did so, and I caught this. I think you probably did too. Bobby told Joe, "Now that you're part of NXT." I don't know if you heard that.
Mhm.
Um, has there been any like news that you've seen? Is Joe still with TNA or is he with
Yeah.
NXT or is it just he meant that as in like the partnership?
I don't know how he meant it. Like, I really don't know how he meant it, but Joe is still under TNA contract, yes. They've obviously in TNA storylines, I guess, have been phasing him out in a
Mhm.
way of like the title picture. Um, I think I don't remember for sure, but I think his contract is supposed to go till the either end of this year or the beginning of next year, something like that. But obviously with the partnership, he is more featured on WWE. So essentially, they're doing what they did with Jordan, but more so with Joe because he's super over.
Yeah, like,
Is my guess. I really haven't heard anything, so I don't know.
yeah, that was and other than the crowd not being there but being there obviously, then getting the glorious soundtrack.
Yeah, I hated that segment. That was stupid.
Yeah. And then of course we figured out Charlie Dempsey's taking some time off to go to Japan,
Yeah, he's gonna go to Noah, I think.
which
I'm assuming.
leaves Ren Sinclair in charge. Um, I think she's gonna do something wild. Like she's gonna try to change the group, bring somebody in, something.
Definitely was. I didn't even honestly because I don't think I even heard that part of this thing. So they've
Yeah,
just focused on the Bobby Roode no pop.
didn't make any.
No, but so he got a pop, but if you guys missed it, when they showed him on the screen, it was just pure silence. And my reaction was, why aren't they? Where's the crowd audio? Like I knew right away they just didn't have it up. I was like, why is there no crowd audio?
Yeah,
And then when they did the Joe Henry spot, and I was like, see, they didn't have it up. It wasn't like a no pop thing. It was just that they didn't have the audio up for some reason.
there was another thing that I even forgot till looking farther down here on my the review stuff. Finn Balor helped
Oh
Miles
yeah,
and
I don't know how I didn't see that.
got a great pop. And he
So
had
Finn,
his
yeah. So we had Lexus King in the ring, and he was talking about the what was it, lights out match or whatever he's having with Miles Barn next Tuesday or some shit. And so he was just talking shit on that, and then Finn came out to his, his normal Finn theme, with the, you know, I guess I said OGBC because I have that shirt, so that's what made me think of. Um, just came out and did the whole like the big light, bright light entrance where he did the turn and everything, the guns, and that was fucking great. And then while he was on the top rope, like doing his pose, with his entrance, getting the biggest pop of the night probably.
hmm?
Um, Miles Bourne attacked Lexus King, and then it led to Finn Balor hitting a coup de grace on Lexus. Yeah, totally forgot about that segment.
it happened at an odd spot. I think it was in between the main event and right after Joe Henry.
I don't
Uh,
even have it in the thing.
it's not. So the one I'm looking at that I got mine from our review off of, it's at the very bottom. Um, it's not even mentioned a lot. It says Balor acted like his baby face when they are heels on the main. Oh, it says DIY and Balor acted like baby face when they were heels on the main.
But, yeah, I totally forgot about that segment. But yeah, that happened, and then the main event was, like, fun. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was, like it didn't really give me anything. It's just the former NXT talent beating the current NXT talent and the women's champion. Like, I was like, "Oh, that's fun. You made your NXT women's champion look great."
Yeah, and I've had a lot of people.
Didn't look bad, but
A lot of people think that Jasmine Nix is getting weeded out of the group.
I think they're just gonna break up the whole group because she always yells at both of them.
But you had your. I don't think. No, because JC got thrown out of the ring. Jasmine and Fallon took the double devil's kiss, that's when I think Rhea hit the riptide. Just can't remember who took the pin.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun, but it was like, I don't know, nothing stood out about it.
Yeah, it was a good match for everybody, but it was a big ending to the show, and Charlotte and Alexa started it with the statement, "The women's revolution started in NXT," and that's how they ended it.
All right, so let's just jump into Dynamite or September to Remember because it's 3 hours worth of shit to talk about. So let's try to get through this quickly as we can here. So Hangman Page and Kyle Fletcher started off with their contract signing. It was a really good segment here.
Mhm.
They kind of reiterated the whole Kyle's not ready thing type stuff that Hangman went through with Jericho. Callis did reveal that he wants revenge for Hangman defeating Kenny for the world title, which was interesting. Um, Obviously, in this match, they added the stipulation if anyone from the Don Callis family gets involved, including Don himself, Tony Khan has agreed that Kyle Fletcher will lose the match immediately and be stripped of the TNT title. And that's if Don or any member of the Callis family get involved. That's pretty cool. I'm hoping it stays clean then. But I could see it ending with someone getting involved and joining the family because they're so big of a faction. They're like almost 10 people deep already.
And
Um,
so, like I said on my prediction, the one person I think, and I cannot remember, hate it because he hasn't been there in a while, but he got added in during the Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay stuff. It was the other one with Osprey and Kyle that was still overseas. Um, I'm drawing a blank on his name, and I hate it. But I feel like he
yeah,
could
sure.
be the one that could cost Kyle this match because he's technically still part of the Don Callis family.
Well, if he's part of the Don Callis family, then he can't get involved. Then that means Kyle Fletcher loses the title, his
Exactly.
title, and stripped. I just don't see that happening. I just don't.
I mean, it would be interesting because that would push Kyle even more towards where we could actually see him winning the title. Because right now, I hate to say it, but we know he's not winning. I don't see them doing a double champ in AEW again right now with Mercedes having nine.
Well, I mean, I don't even remember the last time we've had a double champion who's held two AW titles. Hers is only
Oh
one,
yeah, well,
so.
she ain't got two, but yeah. Well, Bandito, I mean, if you count Ring of Honor tag,
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't watch Ring of Honor weekly, so.
but
But
yeah,
I don't know. This was a great segment. They really hyped it up really well. Um, with Kyle Fletcher, making him feel like worthy to be in the spot because initially it was supposed to be Wardlow, supposedly according to
mm,
Fightful Select, but his injury derailed that, so they went on to Fletcher here. Um, yeah, really good opening segment. Really got me hyped for what I'm assuming will be the main event of All Out.
I hope so. Because with what we know as the opening for WrestlePalooza, I'm okay with it going up.
Oh, it's definitely gonna go over. It's gonna go over 4 hours. It's a 4 hour difference from when All Out starts and WrestlePalooza starts, so it's gonna go over four for sure.
Yeah, and Mark Davis is.
But he's part of the Callis fam too.
I know, but that's what I was
But
saying.
then that would I don't like that. I don't like that. It's not gonna happen. They ain't gonna go that route.
It won't, but it would be interesting.
All right. So after this, I don't remember if we got a segment after that. I don't think so. I think we just jumped right into Moxley versus Roderick Strong here. Of course, Marina and the newly Death Rider, Dana Garcia came out. Really good match.
Mm,
Really good match. These two meshed really well. Of course, Yuta and Marina started getting involved in the match. Not surprised. There was a part where we finally got an interaction with Roddy and his wife, Marina. So they started staring each other down because she was getting involved. And then, who was it? Was it Daniel and someone else started fighting right next to him? I forgot who it was.
Um, it was Daniel and Kyle. Wasn't it?
Yeah, Kyle Fletcher and Daniel. There you go. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, so that was a fun little interaction with Marina and Roddy because they're married and they have a kid in real life. So that was really fun to see. Um, and I think it led just to Mox coming in and smacking Roddy while he was staring her down, basically,
Yep.
or hitting him. But Mox, of course, ends up getting the win by the submission. Um, oh, and we also had a hype package prior to that with Moxley and Darby, which was really good for their match at the Coffin match. Um,
Was.
and it was with Bryan Danielson. Uh, Brian was really good on commentary. Talked about why Wheeler Yuta was the future of the business because he continues to follow the Death Riders, and he says that uh, where he has given up on Wheeler Yuta. I'm sorry, he gave up on Wheeler Yuta as the future of the business because he continues to follow Death Riders. He's a follower. He's not a leader. That's what he kept saying about Utah. Um, but yeah, really good match.
It was. And also I think it might have been right before this match or after.
I
Um,
think it was after
we
the
got
Tony Khan MJF thing.
no the Garcia Shibata announcement where he stated that he wanted to
Oh,
go round 3, and that's actually on the
I thought it was later, but it might have been
which is now I figured out it's gonna be live on
the pre-show.
TBS. The pre-show is gonna be live
Yeah,
on
so the
TBS.
pre-show is not on YouTube for us in America. It's on TBS or TNT, one of the two, and HBO Max.
Yep.
That's the only way to watch pre-show for us in America.
Which I think is cool. It gets more people on eyes on the product that you
I
normally
hate it because my plan was to use my well, I ordered it through Triller. I use my VPN because it's cheaper. Don't hate me, AEW. But I use my VPN and I ordered it earlier today. So I hate that because then I don't know if I'll be able to pull. Well, maybe I have one browser that doesn't get affected by it because I have it where it doesn't. So I might be able to watch it on there. But like I'd have to like make sure I'm using correct browsers because then one will be using the VPN, one won't be. Because I don't think I can use HBO Max outside the US. I'll
oh.
be in Australia. That's where I ordered it from my VPN. But yeah, so I have to watch it with the VPN, and I'm doing the same with WrestlePalooza and Netflix. I ain't paying $30 for fucking ESPN. So I'm just, and I've been having internet issues. So I'm hoping the internet's good on Saturday because when the VPN is on and when I have internet issues, it like exacerbates it. So I'm fucking nervous if like I bought this fucking pay-per-view via VPN if it's gonna work or not. Because my
Yeah.
stupid internet. Yeah, Xfinity sucks dick. Don't get Xfinity. But I don't remember when they announced that. I feel like it was later, but they might have done that with Daniel before this match. I thought you were about to bring up the MJF Tony Khan thing, which happened after that this
No,
match.
no, but that was a good segment as well. And what I think would have made it better is if we would have seen.
I liked. I couldn't buy Tony being mad at MJF. So okay, so MJF walks into Tony Khan's office and he's trying to get out of the match or like change the stipulation of the match, the tax and tables match. And Tony just berates him. He's like, "After the thing you did with the," but he does it, and it's Tony Khan. So if you've and like we've been to AEW, so like he comes out after the shows and he usually talks, and it's just the way his speaking voice and like on the mic is so interesting to me. It's like he's shouting but quietly. So
Yes.
it's always like his voice, but shouting, but you can tell he's not trying to be too loud while he's trying to be hype. He's like, "Welcome to AEW!" Like that's just literally how he talks. So he was doing that here with that's just how he talks, I guess, when he's like hyped or mad or whatever. So he was yelling at MJF, "Oh, your contract issue a few years ago." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, Tony, you already lost me, dude. You already fucking lost me in this segment." I think it would have been way worse if we seen Tony. His acting skills would have been shit. I bet
Yeah.
MJF would have said, "Like, can we just do this where they hear it and not see it?" Because, mm.
The big thing for me, he like you said, he's yelling about the contract thing, and MJF said, "Oh, so you put your big boy pants on and came to work today, huh?" It's just like, oh god.
Yeah, no, he said some good shit back to him, but Tony didn't let him. He didn't change the stipulation of the match. He wouldn't let him quit the match or not be in the match. So. And Jeff left angry. It was really, go back and watch the segment. We're not doing it justice. It's like 30, 40 seconds, but it's hysterical. Um, After that is when we got the Darby Allin interview with Bryan Danielson. Talked about his Mount Everest climb. Talked about how he got the promo on Mox. He showed footage of like him making the climb in different spots, like walking like over these big crevices that were crazy looking. And just doing the whole trip up. And when he made it to the top, with his oxygen mask, putting the AEW flag, talked about how important that was to put the AEW flag on top of Mount Everest, on top of the world. Talked about cutting that promo on Moxley on top of Mount Everest, and then um, he told Brian not to get involved in his match with Mox.
Yeah, he's like,
Like I know you have history, yada yada yada. I don't want you to do what you did at All In, basically. And Brian says, "Okay, yeah, yeah, no problem. Got my word." He goes, "Only if you do one thing for me." And he whispers something to Darby, and Darby just says, "You have my word," and walks away. We have no idea what that is. So
I don't know. I don't know if it's do what they did to me, do what they did to us with the chair.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the chair or the bag.
Oh
Because
yeah,
Brian, or not Brian, because they tried to do the bag at All In too, but Brian stopped them.
but
So I think he wants them to do something similar to what they did to him.
my only thing is, do we see Orange Cassidy? He's healed. He's ready. Just waiting to be put in.
But only if he's getting outnumbered. I don't think he turns heel or anything. I don't
No,
see any
no,
other
no,
reason
no,
for
no.
it. I know he got taken out by them, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I don't
don't.
know. I feel like we might.
I don't see him taking the Daniel route and giving up because there's nothing else that can do. You can't beat them, join them.
Ooh.
I don't think that's where we're at yet with OC.
So I know we were just talking about how I use the VPN, but Long Beach Hippie coming in clutch in the chat saying, "Don't forget, Fubo has ESPN with the new deal or whatever." And it says
Ooh,
it'll have WrestlePalooza. So currently they're giving out 10-day free trials. The PLE will be included with your 10-day free trials. Just a thought is what Long Beach Hippie said in the chat.
oh, nice. I didn't know that.
So shout out
Oh
Long
yeah.
Beach Hippie. For y'all who don't want to pay for ESPN, go sign up for Fubo TV, and it's basically the same thing. It's a live streaming of cable, and it has ESPN. Make sure you choose. I don't know if there's different versions. I've never had Fubo, so get Fubo, and it's included apparently on the ESPN deals, according to Long Beach Hippie. I think Hulu is the other one, and a few other ones, but very minimal what they are. Um, but yeah, so so the interesting segment with Brian and Darby. I'm really curious what he told him. I think we jumped straight into Bobby versus Toa here.
I remember.
Which was a really interesting match. I didn't expect it to get as much time as it did.
No, we got a lot of time. And I remember
Got a lot.
someone in my chat said is meat meaty men. The
Big
biggies
meaty
like
men slapping meat.
yeah, yeah, and like that's what in a sense it was just powerhouse. It was a powerhouse match because they both gave big clotheslines. It didn't affect either one of them.
Bobby took a big bump. Like he took a big. It was like a. I don't remember what Toa hit him with,
Hit
but
him.
like I even remember like he like flopped hard, and I was like, oh my god, Bobby just took a massive bump in
Took
Sal for Toa.
the
Holy shit.
the pounce that
Yeah.
I think that's what it
Like, he
was.
flopped like he was Ricochet getting hit by fucking him. Like, it was so crazy. I was like, "Oh my god, he's really working like, making Toa look big here." Um, but yeah, Lashley got the win after he got the hurt lock. I forget what they call it now. I think it's still the hurt lock. He got the hurt lock in, and Toa passed out, so the referee stopped it and never tapped. Of course, during the match, Ricochet got involved. MVP smacked the shit out of
Dude,
him.
he
It was hilarious.
that was a real right hand,
He
y'all.
fucking yeah, he fucked the shit out of his jaw, um, which was hilarious. But of course, Gates of Agony and Ricochet got involved, but still Lashley got the win. What'd you think of that whole segment match?
Match was great. I think I talked about it when we first started. I wanted to see this match a week ago when they were brawling in the 2300 arena because I felt like these two could really sell and build up the 6-man tag, and that's what happened. Um, Toa not tapping really shows that you know Toa is going to use that in the advantage that hey, you can't beat me, I won't give up. And then you see MVP again. Not only does he slap the shit or punch Ricochet, he also breaks another cane across his back.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did break the cane. Yeah.
So, and then I think Bishop Khan got the upper hand on Lashley, not Lashley, but Benjamin again, which is interesting because Shelton is normally the one that throws everybody around. But this out of all the matches on the card, this is probably up there with like the top two that I'm excited for.
Yeah, I hope it's good. Hope the whole pay-per-view is good. Excuse me. After this, we went right into FTR and Christian Cage and Copeland face to face. I'm not gonna lie, I was not that invested in this promo.
I wasn't either. Um, because I feel like FTR says the same.
It really was. It wasn't bad, I just wasn't invested, like, I wouldn't wanna say it was a bad segment by any
No,
means, it just I don't know, I just felt like it didn't I don't know, they didn't do anything extra for me here. I mean, the brawl was cool at the end, it led to Dax looked like he might have broke his nose, I don't know, he was a bloody nose, and they showed him on that ramp, his nose looks slightly crooked, but he's a wrestler, maybe it was always like that, I don't know.
well,
Um
what I noticed was, and I thought the same thing, but his nose, not only was it crooked, but it was already at the base where it goes cartilage to kind of like bone
Yeah,
was
that's why I was like
purple.
I was saying on stream, I was like, "That's fucking broken."
Yeah,
Like,
look,
that's a broken nose.
looked like it already turned purple
I
that
didn't notice
quick.
that. But, yeah, I don't know, it was really didn't, grab me. I mean, Cash talked about his first encounter with Cope in a gym, he called them a mediocre team carried by 2 other mediocre teams, obviously referencing the Hardys and the Dudleys. I mean, well, not referencing them, but, yeah, basically who he's talking about.
Oh yeah.
Uh The one thing that I did pop at was when he said Cope and Cage, Edge did, or Adam Copeland, and Christian, like, he didn't really say much, he just goes, "Cage and Cope," and then he puts his mic back down, and then Edge is just staring at him, or Cope is just staring at him, like, "Okay, well, Cage
Okay.
and Cope," like, whatever. But yeah, then it led to the brawl. Yeah, it was I don't know, it did nothing for me this segment, really didn't, besides the bloody nose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this match. Like, having, but I don't know. I'm glad it's not for the damn tag titles. I was really worried that's where it was gonna go. FTO was in match last pay per
I
view.
actually thought it was gonna go there, and I thought it would make sense to do it, but yeah, they didn't go there.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not. Didn't need it.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea to not do it for the titles. So then speaking of the tag titles, right after this was the first qualifying match for the Fatal 4-Way ladder match for the tag titles against Brodito at All Out. It was the Young Bucks taking on the Bang Bang Gang, of course, Austin and Juice. Really good match. Really fucking good match. Bucks continue to show that they're one of the best tag teams today. Earlier we missed talking about they did a segment backstage where they gave um the uh the production basically money to play their full entrance and stuff like that. When they arrived to the arena. I think it was a backstage segment with Renee. Um, so they got their full entrance. They didn't get any fucked with during their entrance. It was back to normal, which I was a little sad about. I was hoping there'd be a little something, but it was a full normal entrance for the Bucks and their music and everything. Um, yeah, really good match here with Juice and Austin. Um, yeah, I mean, they talked about BTE. They talked about the spending the money at the casino. They didn't talk about the knife or anything.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I mean, other than that, really good tag match with the Bucks winning.
yeah, like you said, they got their actual entrance back, which I was excited for, because they have now fulfilled the Baron Corbin experience. Dead broke, casino, won the money, and now the rich living the high life. They even tried paying
Oh,
off Rick Knox in the match,
oh yeah, that's
and he
right.
threw
They
it the
did.
money.
He threw the money, like they put it in his pocket. And he goes, and it went everywhere. I think they also try to give Renee money. If I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
yeah, she
Before the
took the
match
money.
in that
Yeah,
promo.
backstage. Um, Austin, he blocked the Melch driver, which I didn't realize that was called the Melch driver.
What?
Yeah,
Yes, the Meltzer driver. Yeah, that's what it was their. That's how white people hated them. They always acknowledged Dave Meltzer. So in the indie scene, it was the Meltzer driver.
yeah,
Then it became the what TK driver.
yeah. It did. That's what I've always called it, the TK driver.
Well,
But
they only called it that when they did it on Tony Khan. It was
yeah,
always the Meltzer driver before that.
but I really thought the Guns had this match when he hit the Blade Runner. When Juice got the Blade Runner on Matt, I was like, oh, they got
Mhm.
it. They're gonna put over the Guns.
I always look at when someone uses someone else's finisher in the way of like, oh, that's not their finisher. They haven't perfected it like in kayfabe. They haven't
Yeah,
perfected it like the other wrestler that they ain't gonna win with that. It's cool to see always like that, like the shout out to Jay with the Blade Runner. But like I was like, Nah, he ain't gonna win with that. It didn't grab me. That's always my mindset. As soon as I see someone else do someone else's move, finishing move specifically, I'm like, they ain't gonna win.
That's true. And then the famous on the outside by Austin, right? Yes.
Yeah, by
It
Austin.
was
I always say Colton. I always mix them up somehow.
I, I I do it every time. But yeah, it was a great match. Honestly, the the guns continue to impress me. How Juice and Austin's in ring chemistry as a tag team works, but I feel like it's about to come to an end. If it does, I don't know what they're gonna do with Colton and Jay when they come back.
Okay, so was there a segment after this? Because it looks like on my end it just says it went straight into the Beast Mortals Masquerade Dorada match, which I believe was the top. Like it went because I was watching on HBO Max. I don't know how you watched. So like once the 2 hour Dynamite ended, the HBO feed ended, and I had to click on the Collision feed.
So I watched it
I don't,
on TBS, regular television. Normally don't
okay.
watch this on Max because for some reason it doesn't work well for me. Why? Um, but I don't know if this was Dorada the match that came after. 'Cause
That's what it says on my end. I don't see anything segment or anything. There might have been the segment. I just don't see what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember, but either way, that was a great match as well. Was surprising.
Yeah, it was not bad. I mean, Lucha, so you didn't Beast Mortals. I was surprised that Dorada won. I said it earlier during our predictions. I didn't think he was gonna win. I always had whoever was winning was gonna eat the pin from Takeshita
Mhm.
at All Out. That's always how I had it going. I just didn't think it was gonna be Dorada.
Yeah.
But yeah, good match. Uh, nothing really crazy during this match besides the crowd was really into it. Dorada hit a Canadian Destroyer on the apron, which was really cool. Um, But yeah, really just overall just great raps, honestly. Really good match.
Yeah, it was, and I think he won off of a backbreaker shooting star press. I didn't think that was
Something
gonna.
crazy.
I didn't think that was gonna win the match. I really thought Mordos was gonna kick out,
Yeah, the win of the match came out it kinda felt like it came out of, like, nowhere.
which I think really is what surprised everybody. But some people, of course, would like. I had Beast Mordos winning. I think you did as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, and he could have even probably been the surprise pick to win that match. If he would have. But I don't know what they're doing with Mordos now because it's not like he's in LFI anymore. I haven't seen him with them in a while.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
But then, of course, after that, we had I think we talked about it, but the stare down with Okada and Takeshita, which led into that springboard, which kind of gave me the idea that Okada is going to try to upset the field, walking into All Out and become the unified champion. Which
Yeah.
that would be the shock of the night, but I don't see that happening.
Um, no, yeah, I got Takeshita walking out the winner by pinning Dorada. Um, so I think after that, we just went into I don't think there was a I'm just double checking here. Yeah, just went into Tekla and Queen Aminata, it looks like the no holds barred match. This match was awesome.
Yeah, we had the
Oh, no, wait,
Tony.
was there? Oh, no, the Tony spotlight. I feel like I didn't see that. I feel like I might have went to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, it was really quick.
Oh, no, the Tony on the ramp. That's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do remember that. I do remember that. Go ahead. But since you brought it up.
Of course, she done she does the thing where she refers to herself as the tramp and all this stuff. And I can't remember exactly how she does it, but she talked about her title reign and how she's really curious if it's going to last much longer, which gives me that aspect of why I took Tekla to win this. I feel like they built her up every event in the 2300 arena.
Oh, yeah, they made her look great.
Her and the Triangle of Madness has been fantastic. Um,
Yeah.
but Storm says she's risking it all against three women worthy of the mantle. Um, uh, Hater came out of nowhere, uh, grabbed the mic, said that they have history and never had the opportunity again. And Hater hits harder. Her catchphrase. That's where Chris came out of nowhere. gave her a spiel that it's been years since she's got the challenge. Which,
4 years, yeah.
yeah. And it says Chris said that you can't stop the stat. So they all hit their big
I hated
phrases.
that. I
And
hated that.
then instead of going Tekla coming out, Tony told him to trim their bushes because they are going all out.
Sorry. It made me laugh when she said it. I love the way you said it. Just she told them to trim their bushes.
So Tony hit her, her wild spot where she could say whatever the hell she wants.
Oh, fuck.
And
Yeah.
that's where Tekla comes out and just storms to the
She
ring
just
for
walked straight to the ring.
yeah.
Yeah, to the ring, I mean. Oh, fuck, man. I love Tony.
So yeah. She always cracks me
But,
up.
I can't believe I forgot about that too, actually. That's so funny that I forgot about that. Um, but really, really fun match. They didn't go as crazy as Sky and Tony did the week prior. Um, but they still went pretty crazy. Um, sorry, I'm just trying to find the notes. Yeah, she threw chair. She came. So Aminata came out with a trash can with weapons and chairs and stuff like that, kendo stick. Um, yeah, they used like trash can lids. The trash can got dented all crazy. God, these notes suck. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, but just these two in general. Like when I met her at Starcast, my fiance Sarah told her, no matter who you face, just always kick the shit out of Tekla or like kick Tekla's ass. And she's like, trust me, I'll kick her ass any day of the week. She told her. So
Yeah.
like, and that's what this match was. It was just total ass kicking from both women. Like their chemistry is off the charts together. Like it's so good.
Yeah, and Queen Aminata, she's another one of those that I wouldn't mind seeing be in a main title picture on AEW. And she's
Yeah.
been used a lot on Dynamite. So I think it was at the start of this year we seen her get a good push. Came I think off of Ring of Honor at that point.
Yep.
She's been in great feuds with Tekla. Like if they do the blood and guts like a lot of people want to, you have to have her and Tekla somehow against each other.
Yeah, definitely. Are they? No, Tekla's not in the match on the pre-show match, is she? On Saturday? There's like
No,
that eight-woman tag. It's just Julia Sky, right?
yeah, and that
Like Julia
promo,
Sky, Megan, and Penelope or something. Yeah, that promo, I didn't care for that with Harley and I love Willow, but that promo I could not get into. It was interesting to say the least. They were outside and they like cut a promo. Harley had a look, or they all like said something. Honestly couldn't tell you what they said. That's how very little I was interested in it. Like after it ended, I was like, mm.
Julia and Sky Blue were talking at the same time.
Oh,
Trying,
they did the whole yes. Me and Ricky were like, this is so stupid. They were doing the whole come play with us bullshit.
yeah,
Like the talking.
like
Yeah.
the Shining aspect.
The Shining. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
it just it sounded like I know they were going what they were going for with it, but it did not translate over the way they.
No, I didn't care for it. Um, I'm trying to see if there anything after the the Aminata and Tekla thing besides the match, because this
Um,
doesn't always have everything.
there was
Yep.
a post match scrum.
That's right. Yeah, they all came out the Death Triangle and
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Jamie Hayter went to hit the Haterade on Tony and stopped.
Yeah, oh, that's
And
right. Tony, yeah, had her back to her, and then she turned around and Jamie didn't do anything. And I remember I told Jamie, I was like, fucking stand on business. You act like you're gonna hit her, fucking hit her.
yeah, and then I think Shivani, or maybe it was Excalibur, was like, maybe Jamie just wants her at 100%. Uh,
Stupid. Oh man. All right, so and then after that, we did get Jet Speed versus Kip Sabian and Killswitch. I will be honest, I feel like I barely paid attention to this match.
um, good
The only things
news.
I remember was Lucha or Killswitch. At one point, what was it? Something happened with him and Sabian. They kept disagreeing. I forget exactly what it was though.
Um, so of course Sabian was trying to be the leader again of the group, the patriarchy. I guess if that's what they're going by, he's trying to do the whole Christian thing, like Christian treated Killswitch, when he first joined.
That's what it was.
Of course, the crowd's chanting Luchasaurus, and you can see Kill Switch kind of, focusing on the crowd. But the main thing was Sabian said, "Tag me in." He went to end it. He hit him with a choke slam, and Kami's like, "Tag me in. Let me finish this." So he tags him like normal. I can't remember the sequence of how it happened, but Sabian ended up not getting the pin. Went to tag in, and
And Lucha didn't.
he
Yeah,
just
he
jumps
bounced.
off the apron.
Yeah. That's like the only thing I remember was that.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I can't summarize it any better than that. Fortunately, it did not resonate a lot, other than maybe Luchasaurus is gonna go face, and we
Oh
get
yeah, Sabian did slap like when he tagged in Killswitch, he like
yes,
slapped him.
that's right. That's what did.
Yeah.
He slapped him in the face too. At one point.
Yeah, like he like yeah.
Yeah.
Uh and then after that we had a big Bill promo. It was just basically hyping up his match with Eddie Kingston. It's like, "Oh, Bill Birdie tells me that I'll see you at All Out. That's where it's going down, blah 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 blah." Not a bad promo, but nothing too exciting, honestly. Went right into Robin Renegade versus Riho. Mercedes Moné was on commentary during this. A lot of speculation over the last since Mercedes joined a year ago, plus to AEW that became close friends with the Renegade twins. Robin Renegade just returned from injury, if I'm not mistaken. She was out for a while, and so she had this match. It might have been her and her sister. One of them were injured and out for a bit. Um, but it was nothing really crazy in this match. Nothing stood out mainly. I mean, the only thing that stood out was after the match, after Riho got the win, was Robin Renegade held like Mercedes like got up from her seat on commentary. They're kind of like staring each other down, talking smack, and then Robin was still down like at Riho's feet, and then she like grabbed onto Riho's leg, and Mercedes came in and knocked her down, started beating her down. And then
Yeah.
Robin left, so like they never really did anything else after that. But that is essentially to me was setting the seeds for the Renegade twins, helping her out more and more.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I had honestly forgot about the Renegade Twins. I think that's how long they've been off
I don't blame
TV.
you. Yeah.
Um, not saying that they're forgettable, but like they have been gone for a while. But
Oh
it was
yeah.
a good showing for Riho. I can't remember the last time I had seen her except for the tag match last week. W either. Um,
Yeah.
it was a crucifix bomb pin. I think this match was all of like 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Right at
It
5 minutes.
was the shortest match of the night. Yeah. I
Yes.
actually was I was surprised it was even happening when it did. I was like looking at the clock and I was like, we still have a tag match. Like,
Yeah.
like how long is this gonna go? And it didn't go long at all. I don't even think we got a commercial during this match. It just happened. Um but yeah, okay match. I definitely think that was setting up something for the Renegade twins though and her. And then we jumped into the main event. I don't know if we had anything in between that I can see at least.
Of course, the beatdown. That was about it. And then
I think we just
just
jumped into the
just
main
the main
event.
event.
I know
They
we had
did.
the Daniel Garcia. So that's when the Daniel Garcia
Oh,
thing happened. It was
okay.
after that. So he delivered the challenge. It was like a backstage thing video. He challenged him to brawl out all out. So that'll be on the pre-show. They're calling it the tailgate this time. Kind of stupid. They should just call it pre-show because it's confusing and they change the name every time. Um, Okay, so that's after the match. Okay, so then we went to the main event. Don Callis Family Top Flight, the last team to be in the ladder match. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Ooh, I felt that coming. So Top Flight, I feel like we don't see them wrestle much anymore. Like they'll be in like segments on Collision, but I feel like we very rarely see them compete nowadays.
Yeah. I know Scorpio Sky. If I remember correctly, that's who they're with, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like I forget what they call themselves, but yeah. Oh,
Um,
Skyflight.
yeah, Skyflight. They're only missing Kazarian.
Yeah,
He
so
in
it's
the
like Christopher Daniels, Scorpion Sky, and then Top Flight. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. Like, I think Scorpio Sky ain't doing a lot either. Like, just back filler. I feel like he's kind of managing Top Flight, but they had a good match against the Don
Oh,
Callis
also
family.
there was a backstage segment before this with was like Scorpio Sky, Christopher Daniels, and Top Flight. And at one point, Callis walked up and he was like talking to Dante that he was impressed with him and basically offered him a family spot.
Oh, I forgot
And
about
then,
that.
he did also talk up, like, how they're good that they are as a team, him and Darius. Yeah, I knew there was something missing. I was like, "There was something else." So, does Dante help Kyle? Try to help Kyle?
I mean, he
No, I
technically
hope
is
not.
not part of the group, so
Yeah. So, but if an okay match, I really didn't think this should have been the main event. I think they should have did Bucks and if they were gonna do a tag match, they should have did Bucks and Bang Bang Gang. I don't know why this was the main event. Not a bad match, just didn't I zoned out, not gonna lie,
the only reason this was the main event, I hate
with
to
the
say
beatdown
it,
afterwards.
yeah, because at
Because
the
with
start,
Callis family getting involved, and then Hangman came out, yeah, and then they put him through the table.
yeah, because we started at 8 o'clock 3 hours ago. Kyle Fletcher promised that
That he was gonna
it would leave
leave
him.
him not yeah, like, not walking out or whatever the fuck it was, laying so, yeah, so he did the, same thing he did to Kenny to Hangman.
Yeah, I was hoping that it would be something backstage where it wouldn't involve in the Don Callis, start of the
Yeah,
show, end of the
I
show.
I feel like this I hate to say this, both the Raw and Dynamite were not the best go home shows for the pay-per-views. Like, there was moments in Dynamite that were good, same thing with Raw, but, like, I just they could have been better go home shows, both of them.
Yeah, and then I feel like they done so good with the first 2 hours of Dynamite, and then they
I feel like it
just
was the time, yeah.
rushed.
3 hours is too long for a weekly wrestling show.
Yeah, because now we're used to 2, maybe 2 1/4 with
Yeah.
Raw and Dynamite most nights because they do overrun. So that's okay. But then you do the 3 hour special, you're just like, oh my gosh. Only because the end of it's gonna be super rushed
Yeah.
because there's so much going.
Yeah, overall, the 3 hours definitely hurt it. Like, I know why they did it. They made a Collision a 1-hour special, moved it, to after Dynamite, and then they did their whole the countdown show immediately after for technically the second hour Collision. I don't watch those. But, yeah, I don't know. The 3 hours hurt it for me, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, great show. It's just 3 hours was not it, my
Definitely
opinion.
not it. Anything else we need to talk about that we didn't talk about? I don't think there is.
We brought up the Tiffany thing. Think there's anything else currently. Talked about Italy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I can think to talk about is that my Bronco clip of us losing to the Colts went mad viral.
I've seen that.
That shit went mad viral. I post football content in the past. Here and there during the season, I don't go crazy like I do with wrestling, but like only time I've had anything NFL go viral was during the COVID draft when we picked Jerry Jeudy, the Broncos. So if you didn't watch the Broncos, lost to the Colts with a few seconds left. The Colts had it to go for a 60-yard field goal. The kicker that they had never missed in his career in an in-game field goal missed it, 60-yarder. But the refs called a leverage penalty on our special team defense, whatever you want to call it. And that pushed them up, whatever, 15 yards, whatever it was, 20 yards. I don't remember how much it was, but it was basically turned into a 40-yard field goal. And they made it, and we lost. We were up almost by 1 point the whole game, but it was neck and neck the whole time. My reaction to that has 826,000 views on Instagram alone. And then on TikTok, it's at they changed the way reposts look. I don't like that. I don't like that they did that. Give me a minute. Now I have to scroll because they changed it. Instead of the grid, it's like a fucking list. Why the fuck would they do this? Anyways, it's like last time I checked, it was like 320,000. So a combined million views. That's insane.
Yeah,
So
that's
all
a
I gotta
lot.
say to you Colts fans who comment, because there's like thousands of comments on both videos. Fuck y'all, Colts fans. I hope y'all fucking lose this weekend. Fuck y'all.
They're playing. I think they're playing the Titans.
Well, fuck them. We beat the Titans.
So Wrestle Purist, an hour ago stated regarding the Tiffany and Naya and Jade matchup at WrestlePalooza. The show is at Indianapolis. A source said the plan is to feature the match on the card, hence its placement. However, it depends on Stratus's condition and status. You missed NXT Homecoming and remains TBD as of yesterday.
I don't think it'll end up happening, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow on SmackDown more. But, I mean, it doesn't need it. What do they already have 5 matches on there on WrestlePalooza?
Yeah, only got 5. It's an average,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against going over 5. I'm just with the long day we're gonna have on Saturday, at least us personally, with watching both AEW and then WrestlePalooza, it's gonna be a lot. And personally, I could do without a Nia Tiffany Jade match.
oh, yeah.
That's just me. I'm sure it'd be good. I'm
It
just
would
saying.
be. Tiffany will win.
Oh yeah. At this point, unless that's their way to finally get it off of her, I don't know. Because I was surprised she even retained over Jade at SummerSlam, and then she retained on Friday. So
I just don't know where she got the concussion at, but
it was when well, I mean, they haven't even said what it is. We don't know why she's not medically cleared. But what happened is my guess why it's a concussion is because she went for the moonsault to the outside and Jade moved and she fucking went all the way and whacked her back of the head on the fucking mat. It was disgusting.
okay. That's
It was
it.
nasty. Yeah, it was really nasty. Like, when it happened, I was like, "Oh my god!" But then she continued the match. I was like, "Damn, I can't believe she's good." Like, that was crazy.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't recognize it when it first happened.
Oh, she hit her head hard. She just rolled through it, but you could see boom, she hit it and she just rolled, and I was like, "Oh my god."
Well,
Probably went
hopefully
to the back and was like, "I'm seeing double."
hopefully she is cleared. If she is, then it'll be interesting, but we'll just see what happens.
But yeah, so you're gonna be wearing a shirt that you're not gonna wanna wear because your predictions are gonna lose. Just saying.
More than likely, I'm not good at getting everything on
I
the
mean, we have
predictions.
similar predictions, so
I mean,
we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
WrestlePalooza will be interesting. That's who will be deciding what shirt who would. I think I think All Out it's going to come down because 10 matches. I think it'll be 5 for 5.
We'll see. We had 5 the same on All Out, so we'll see, and 5
Yeah.
that weren't on the main card, so that's 10 matches, so we'll see. We have a lot
Oh
lots
yeah.
that could go either way. But, where can everyone follow you at? Where can they watch you outside of the podcast?
Outside of the podcast, you can find me, of course, here on YouTube, the Kraken Wrestling, Twitch, TikTok, Kick, Instagram, Facebook, across all platforms. It is Kraken Wrestling.
Same with me, you can find me Josh Vibes Up everywhere. I've changed my name recently, so Josh Vibes Up on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Follow me everywhere. I think I have both of our link trees down in the bio of this YouTube video. So I appreciate all y'all who watched it with us today with another long podcast, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that was a lot.
A lot, man. Maybe we'll have one on Sunday for All Out and WrestlePalooza because there's gonna be a lot to talk about after this weekend. So
Yeah, that's when we'll
possibly see you
decide
guys on Sunday.
shirt.
Oh yeah, well definitely. So Sunday at some time, I'm not sure because Broncos play at like 4 Eastern, so we'll figure out what time on Sunday. But all right, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.